Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 115 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of January 26th, 2019. 26th-ish. I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. With me, my engineers are Brett Wiebold and Nick Christensen, and with us, our fireman is Jared Cole, and our brakeman is Kevon Bradford. Mr. Bradford, welcome back.
Hello.
Yes, welcome back, everyone, because before we get to this week's exciting events and other stuff, the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, this week we are trespassing on Mason's route in Tane. There's a man here who is smoking.
Smoking. He's smoking.
Pancake.
Anyway,
Smoking a pancake.
speaking of smoking, guess what was smoking this week?
The oil bath.
Yeah, well, particularly a CN engine.
Ooh.
Canadian
Oops,
National,
eh?
as we know, the CSX of the North, had an engine catch on fire. But thankfully it was extinguished, eventually. This was in the Saskatoon News, which is a new great word. Right up there with Skookum. Saskatoon.
It is on my list.
It's on your list?
It is, I believe. Hang on, let me see.
I don't think Saskatoon is on your list. Really?
It is.
Excellent.
It's Zacatecus Schuylkill Saskatoon Potash.
Wow, I've never noticed that.
Potash.
I like how you've got Potash and Saskatoon right next to one another, because it's like, these are both clearly Canadian things. Anyway.
I did potash here.
Well, but I associate them with the Canadian grain cars.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, locomotive was fully extinguished by 1 p.m. by the Saskatoon Fire Department, but, quote, we have a fire that's flowing. The liquid fuel, the diesel, is actually flowing and igniting at the same time. So, yeah, they had a great time.
That's good.
Cleaning that up. I'm not actually sure even what happened. Oh, this was this one. It was this crash. Okay, we'll get to talk about this a little bit more later, because this was caught on not one but two dash cams. This was on January 22nd, which was a really bad day for railroads in general. And also, that's the same... This is actually the same derailment, but I'll post both of them, because they are from different angles. These are the two dash cam footages. From different angles for Canadian National. Anyway, on that same day, CSX derailed into a creek, actually, and they dropped a couple tank cars in. I believe there's a picture of one sort of bobbing in the creek. But they got them out of the creek and back on wheels and on their way, eventually. CSX had a derailment that didn't actually impede road traffic, which is a nice change for them. Yeah, good.
Way to be considerate.
Yeah, thank you, CSX. Anyway,
Pass it on.
The CP, on the other hand, I'm actually not sure if they derailed or delayed road traffic, but it was in the town of Ajax. Oh no, it looks to be in the middle of nowhere. It was a double-stack train, and they're trying to organize a command center in a nearby parking lot to get a cleanup plan in place. But no, nothing dangerous, just sort of a pileup of containers and well cars and whatever. Nothing too weird. But from an overpass just north of Taunton Road, the cars can be seen in a zigzag pattern about 100 meters away. When your freight cars are in a zigzag pattern, you screwed up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Norfolk Southern also screwed up, because they derailed some grain cars. Again, nothing crazy. It looks like they just sort of derailed a couple of cars and left them behind by accident. They didn't overturn. They weren't even really that far from the track. But they did, of course, block a road, because that's what they do. NS, not so considerate. But, they needed to make repairs to the track and signals and the road crossing, etc., etc. For the final derailment this week, this was also on the 25th, as was the last one. This was the big ticket item this week. This is the most unfortunate one. It's the only one that actually involved an injury. In this case, a fatality on a school bus, which was hit by a Union Pacific train. And there's really not much else to say about the situation. It's thankful that only one person was killed, because that's a school bus.
Yeah.
There was a 13-year-old male. There was a 9-year-old girl trapped inside the bus, and she was removed and then, taken to a medical center in a critical but stable condition. The driver was found outside the bus, was later taken to the hospital, and
Was found outside the bus.
well, he managed to get out of the bus.
Oh, crap.
And
Did they indicate what happened? Did they stall on the crossing or something?
it doesn't say what happened exactly, but it's the bus was pushed about a quarter mile. You can see it's just bent down the middle, crushed. It's it's the superintendent made a statement that it was a superintendent's nightmare. Been in the profession for 21 years, and this is by far the worst day of all those years, because what do you get that's worse other than a school bus with kids in it being hit by a train?
Yeah.
There were this was a crossing without gates or arms, anything like that. We can only assume that the guy stopped properly at the crossing, but he may not have. There isn't a lot of information here about what happened, just what the impacts are, and I would assume that the driver being in the hospital currently would sort of indicate that there's not much that's being said on it currently. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of questions when he gets out, because that's not something that, you want to be the driver for, I guess.
That poor train crew has to live with it now that, oh my god, I hit a fucking bus full of kids.
Yeah, and it's hard to convince yourself that, it wasn't your fault, there's nothing you could have done.
Right. I could have plugged it faster.
Yeah. But what difference would it have really made?
It's what difference would it really have made? Probably nothing. But as TBA said, that's really hard to convince a crew of. That's quite a burden to live with.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's move on to something lighter. What has everyone been doing the past couple of weeks?
Currently I'm actually doing statics homework, so I'll jump in a minute here.
Point for doing something else in the pod. No, I'm kidding.
Yay, engineering school.
I understand.
That's insult to injury, man. That's just cruel.
Then Ellis, how many points would you have?
For doing
Probably
homework
none,
on the podcast? You
you
underestimate my power.
No, don't start this again.
Also, you overestimate the amount of homework that I actually did. But I'm trying to be a good example, so let's not talk about that right now.
Wish that was
Okay, well.
But I passed. I got out. I'm doing my own thing these days. I have a job, but sometimes I take those beautiful freeing weekends and go to things like model railroad shows.
Oh.
I actually wanted to post an announcement on the YouTube channel to be like, "Hey, come see me," and then I totally forgot. But
I forgot that was this past weekend. Actually, you sent a thing to the Skype group. It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Was it the Springfield show?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It's the Amherst guys, but it's in Springfield, and
I only know it by the name.
Yeah, it's called the Big E because it's at the site of the Eastern States Exposition, which is like a big farming convention. It's a big fairground, like state fair sort of deal. And it takes up 4 buildings. It's a huge model train show with all sorts of stuff. Layouts from all different gauges, retailers, people just selling their junk, people inviting you to their club, and other organizations.
Buy a sundial?
What?
You want to buy a sundial?
Yeah.
Whoa!
And other organizations such as railroad coalitions, people like the Maine Narrow Gauge, or people that are restoring engines like 3713. And that's where I want to start, because I need to squash a rumor that Chris brought to me, and the rest of us really, which is the idea that they, the idea that the 3713 project was thinking of using trucks from another locomotive at Steamtown in lieu of their own trucks.
The trailing truck, I believe.
The trailing truck in particular, but I believe he did say both trucks. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, it's a, it was a mountain type, which would have a pony truck, 2 axles, and a trailing truck with 1 axle, which is the same as a Pacific, which 3713 is. But I went and asked them just to be sure. I actually wanted to know, what's the status of the project. And they showed me some nice pictures of the front truck looking very shiny. They were like, here are the brand new roller bearings that are in the truck, and I was like, ooh, it's gonna ride like a dream. Yeah. And they're on their last 350K of fundraising, is what I've been told, and their projected date is now 2022. So
cool.
Yeah, and they said this to me. I was like, I hope you guys go on adventures with this thing, and they're like, well, actually, we at some point hope to bring it out here. So I was like, if you bring a steam engine to Boston, I will love you guys forever. Because that's where...
if they bring a steam engine to Providence, you will love them forever.
Yeah, but they're not going to get a steam engine to Providence. If they can bring it to North Station, I'll be very, very happy. Because it lived in the museum there next to North Station for years upon years before Blount got it. But anyway, they said that no, there was absolutely no plan to steal trucks off of another locomotive, and the guy running the restoration is a perfectionist, and he would never settle for something like that. That's that's what I was told. I also talked to the main narrow gauge people, and by them I mean all of the main narrow gauge people. I went back and forth from the Sandy River booth to the main narrow gauge booth to the WWF booth and the Booth Bay people as well. I visited them very briefly, and they're all excited about the happenings up there, which starts with the main narrow gauge being thrown out of their building.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll get to talk about this later, but the main narrow gauge is moving a lot of its collection to the Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington. They're not going to own it, but they're just going to be storing it and using it, playing with it sometimes, including the parlor car Rangeley, which I'm so excited to see run. Because the mill building that the main narrow gauge's museum is currently in is going to be renovated and turned into probably apartments and shops and stuff. And the guy who owns the building is actually very supportive of the main narrow gauge. But the issue is, after the renovations, the rent would be a lot higher. And the main narrow gauge is not going to be able to afford that, or they don't think it's a worthwhile investment. Again, this is all stuff I heard from the horse's mouth, as it were, which is they're going to be building a new depot right by where the museum is, and they're building a new car shop at the end of the line by the drawbridge, and they've extended their lease on the Portland waterfront to 2040. The city really wants them to stay there. The building owner is like, you guys can run events in conjunction with me, or, you guys can build a little spur out in the parking lot here and put like they wanted to build like a lobster shack on wheels or something like that. Like a 2-foot gauge lobster shack that they could roll into place. Something like that.
Perfect.
And everything else that isn't staying there is going to go live in Sheepscott for a while at the WWF, including engine number 3, the parlor car, engine number 8, and engine number 4. So 3, 4, and 8 are going there. 1, 11, which those are both the diesels, and number 7, Mr. Squeaky Compressor, are staying in Portland. And they're excited because things are, despite this hiccup, despite this setback, it basically enables them to do some pretty grand things in the Portland waterfront, which is great because they're getting support all around. People don't want them to leave, even though they're trying to work on their operation in gray, which is mostly on hold because of this kerfuffle. But that was a small sample of what I did other than man the booth. I actually brought TJ and Madison with me both on the Sunday, and they helped me man the booth. They actually had to borrow name tags from people that were there on the Saturday, not the Sunday. So Madison was Ray Schofield, and TJ was Don Murphy. So because we couldn't get them on the list in time. But the time was like, hey, they're coming. It was like, no, we can't change what names we put on. So oh well. So we had to borrow some name tags. Yeah. But yeah, that's a little bit of it. The Booth Bay Railway Museum had their brand new or newly restored 2-foot gauge engine there, which was a little saddle tanker they had rolling back and forth. in the parking lot, as you do, on the little stretch of track.
Yep.
What else? I talked to Conway Scenic, and under their new management, they're almost done with 4740 or 7470. Sorry, they're 060, and they're looking at getting their other steam engine operational as a backup. They also ran a couple of trains as far north as their track goes to the Diamond in Whitefield, which is where that iconic picture of the ball signals is. I don't know. It's good times all around. Of course, they saw tons and tons of model layouts, including a G-Scale 346, which I've been meaning to post a picture of. But anyway, what have you guys been doing? Because that was my entire weekend. It was both days. So you guys.
Well, in addition to homework, of course, and normal museum rumblings, we in the group have actually come up with a bit of, not really a wager.
Because you don't win anything, but...
No, you don't win anything, but just a question we have been posing and taking shots at. Chris, I believe it was last night or 2 nights ago, posted a thing linking basically a website that deals in the retail of scrap Chinese steam engines.
Which there are plenty of.
Right. Prime examples being the SY class, which are on the Susquehanna Railroad and the Valley Railroad. The SJ class, I think, is the other one. JS.
And the QJs.
I already said the SY is Milky. Yes, and the QJs, which are, I believe there are 2 on the Iowa Interstate Road and 1 on the R.J. Corman Railroad in Kentucky. But anyway, we're taking guesses to see, basically just taking shots in the dark. What do we think a QJ purchased from China after shipping and restoration to FRA spec would cost? Now, this is sort of a bizarre question. There's really no metric for it, considering what would you pay for a brand new 210-2? It's not something that you really consider all that much. So we will probably update with the next podcast what that is, if we remember.
Because we gave them a phone call today, but it went to an answering machine.
Yes, it's only just become the work day on Tuesday in China.
Mm-hmm.
They have an office and a forwarding PO box in New Jersey, but personally, I think that's just a front. I would doubt that they have a United States office.
Hey, like I said, wouldn't be the first front in New Jersey.
That's the biggest problem with it. They're in New Jersey. They claim to be in New Jersey. Nobody would want to be in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's clearly they're liars.
How they're not in New Haven? It's a tax haven.
Get back to you? Did you leave a message?
Or Delaware, sorry.
Yeah, Chris left a message, I believe.
I don't know. There's some good things to come out of New Haven.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that came out of New Haven. At work we finally got our FL9s. We can't go get them because literally the tracks are a mess. We can't. The Grapevine Rented Railroad just kind of works. It doesn't work well.
It sounds like it doesn't, actually, based on the stories that you tell us.
Yeah. And I just got my work schedule today, and Thomas starts April 5th.
Yay!
I am not ready. I do not want to do this.
Dumpster the tank engine.
Jesus Christ.
TVA, are you okay?
What the hell was
that?
Right.
Yeah, so basically, this is how.
What happened?
You just went a little robot.
That's a really good question.
Anyway, sorry. Talk about your stupid FL9s that I want back.
Well, you have FL9s. There's plenty that were for sale. We almost. I found out we almost bought 5 of them, but the price went up too high. So
Wow.
Did that. Also, guess how much the SPVs were each? I mean, not costing, not
500.
Nope, cheaper than that.
Free. I got you $1.
We spent $156 just on the SPVs, not moving them, but just the cars themselves, which is kind of ridiculous.
All of them?
Because they're worthless.
Or separately?
No, it was like $150 each.
Okay, that's not bad.
Well, I mean, we had
most of the stuff at the model train show was more expensive than that.
I was gonna say, what do you mean that's not bad? That's like,
I mean, what, it costs like $20,000 to ship all of them, probably.
Oh yeah.
Even
so,
it's a mess.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing was during Polar. Oh my God, Polar was a nightmare. Like y'all don't even know.
Welcome to
Computer
Polar.
Line starts using CTC out of the blue. I'll tell y'all this later. I don't know if I told y'all, but I can't talk about it on the podcast. There's some things. Also, lots of people complain because we have this nice, very nice train, and there was an SPV in the middle, and people were like, I don't want to go in the new car. I want to go in the old cars. I'm like, that has the best heating around. Like, I think it was like 40, no, it was like 30-something degrees one day, and I'm just like, thank God I'm in this coach. Everything else is freezing.
Yeah. I don't know, a whole 30 degrees.
Hey, that's cold.
It's cold
when it
for
was
Texas.
117 degrees during the summer, and I had to work on the train on the outdoor car, come talk to me.
I think our coldest night of Polar was pushing 0.
Oof.
We had, in fairness, we had a pretty nice year this year. It wasn't cold very often, but when it was cold, and especially when there was wind, oh boy, it was not very queso.
I know you sent me Snapchat the tracks frozen over with ice.
Oh,
The
yeah,
ice
that was
is
one day we got-
frozen over the tracks!
Yeah, we had freezing rain one night and came out the next morning and we're all slipping and sliding all over the place. Like, what the heck is going on? We finally went over and looked at the track, and it was the equivalent of black ice just on the rail.
That's what happens down here a lot.
I blame
We
the
get black
Zamboni.
ice, and that's why everything shuts down. We don't get
Right.
snow.
You're just going.
You guys in London freeze.
Oh yeah, did I do that? Also, we shipped out the boiler for 2248. It is now in Wasatch.
Burler.
Hopefully, it will be running in
God.
September.
Check to make sure you have the wedges in it before you run it.
I hope Mike. I'll let Michael handle that.
I've never worked with Wasatch personally. I can't say I've heard the greatest things though.
Hey, we've had multiple people working on that locomotive. The last person, that poor thing.
Yeah.
That poor
thing. A name that's kind of funny to say starts with S.
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
No,
Okay.
that's with a J. No.
No, I mean his last name.
Yes.
That one. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
We're all talking about the same person, but we
Jerry
probably shouldn't
Seinfeld?
say it on the podcast. Yes.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes,
I knew it.
I didn't know it.
Same Jerry Seinfeld that is, oh god, what is he billing himself to do currently? Oh, he's involved with the engine down in Nashville, 576, is that what it is?
Yep.
We get to talk about that later, or we can. We have an article,
Oh.
I think.
We already talked about that.
I mean, we have, but we have a different article. I think.
Oh. Well, then pay no attention.
I don't know.
And you just
Yeah,
keep doing
pay
cross-
no attention to Jerry Seinfeld. Anyways, you were talking about the Mall Werewolf show earlier. Well, I didn't go to one, but I did play a Mall Werewolf.
You made your own.
Yeah.
What was the
Sorry.
tender uncoupled on that engine? You can't do that.
The tender's off
It's
center
an old
on
meme,
that
sir, but
engine.
it checks out.
Yeah. But yeah, rolling line, my Dixon's currently being fed with that.
Oh
sauce.
yeah, you've been playing a lot of that.
Speed
It's
lettering.
It looks really nice. Like honestly, I like the art style.
Yeah,
It is cool, and like, it's just fun to run little trains around sometimes.
I built this little shop area. I expanded my upper area a little bit. And I've been working on a 06, particularly a WP1. But it still needs a little bit of work. So,
Do they have S100s? Because that would be really cool.
no,
Damn it.
you could make one
Yeah.
if you want.
Make it TBA.
Yeah, be the change you wish to see in the world.
Where's the limit?
Hey, Kevin, I have a
Easy
question
to.
for you.
Yes.
So these FL9s, right? They're
Mhm.
going to be repainted in grapevine?
It's gonna be repainted similar to like the diesel.
I hate you.
Champagne.
Well, it's our railroad. We can do what
Dead
we
man.
want.
You're dead to me.
You literally have one in Maine. You have multiple up there.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
I would like them all to be. You can, I mean, you can have them
Hey, at least
as
it's
long
not
as you
getting
don't ruin
scrapped.
them, but you're gonna with those colors.
Oof.
It'll look fine.
Major heck and rip.
It won't, but we'll continue.
I still don't understand. Some people got mad that we didn't get F7s. It's like, we got F units that are more unique than
they're
F7s.
practically the same.
Also, let me just go down to F7 land and pick up a couple F7s.
Let's say, where the hell are you going to get F7s?
Exactly!
There is a Welsh for Northern California, it's the same, but...
Okay, you could rebuild CF7s. There, bam, done.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. You just talk to Bachman and have him make really big HO scale F7s.
Yeah.
And
they wouldn't be HO scale, but okay.
And then they can whine about how they're wrong.
Oh. Bachman, I actually have kind of been wanting to get back into model railroading because I have some room now so I can collect stuff again and run it around on my circle.
TBA, the amount of N-scale stuff that was at the show was ridiculous.
No, it's like N-scale is up there next to HO because in terms of stuff.
In terms of popularity.
Quality.
Yeah, for sure.
Like all the scale train stuff in scale, like that stuff looks amazing.
Scale trains. I need more track though. All I have is like little 8 pieces of circle.
I
more
know
track?
that feeling.
No fit.
There's probably a Model Railroad Club you could join.
Maybe. I don't know.
But that's
I've not been able to find one.
I don't know too many N-scale model railroad clubs, but I know they must exist. But I feel like a lot of clubs are.
The one in Lund,
yeah, I think the problem with N-scale by and large is people that form clubs tend to be more elderly gentlemen.
Oh yeah, no.
And you pass a certain age threshold where you can no longer see N-scale.
Where?
What on earth is up?
Speaking of model railroad,
you're breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure what's up.
Is that just me?
No, it was not just you.
No.
It's just TBA.
He's breaking up.
He's having a connection
He's
problem.
breaking up worse than the Beatles.
Oof. Huge oof.
Ouch.
Speaking of model railroad clubs, so my model railroad club's gonna have to move soon, TM, because the mall is closing down that we stay in. So that's gonna be fun.
And another model railroad club, the New England, Berkshire, and Western, a rather famous club in the model railroading community, really. If you look at how many times we've been on the covers of Model Railroad or this, that, and the other, we're basically getting thrown out by the school. They have to renovate the space that we're in, remove pipe, or restore pipes and everything. They don't really like that we're in that space in the first place. We've been there for about 40-something years, and we don't have a place to go. So the layout is going to get cut apart and put into storage, perhaps. And we're trying to get people to get the word out and put pressure on the school to find some place for us. Because not only is it just a large and relatively famous railroad, but it is a huge connection between the school and its railroading past. We trained a lot of railroad presidents and executives and stuff like that. It's a big deal. So it's really a shame what's happening. We're trying to do our best. We're trying to have one last operating session, but we're not sure how that's going to go. So yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit more later because it's an article that goes with it.
All right.
Meanwhile, in Birchville, I recently did up a 10-wheeler for the Albany and Western. Happily numbered at number 94. And then I realized something. I took the CP Roundhouse from Train 06 and filled it with all my reef skins that I have.
I think I'm back.
It says you're back, or you sound like you're back.
Yeah,
all right.
That is all the reef skins you've done, Milky?
Yeah, minus one.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
And that's all the locomotive reskins, not counting all the interurban cars and
stock.
Getting.
This is all for the Albany and Western too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's not all the narrow gauge stuff you've done previously.
Yeah.
The Root Beer Railroad.
Yeah, the Root Beer Railroad.
Root Beer Railroad. He is A&W.
Yep.
Yes. Not kidding. Literally A&W.
A&W is
Literally
good.
Hitler.
But one of the string socks I took was just all the steam together.
Oh,
And-
whoops.
Give me steam.
And I built a little scene that that I want to do on the route when it comes time.
Oh, here's
An
the
interurban
full overview.
crossing the track on the street.
Nice.
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 That's all I got.
Nice.
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 One of the oh my god. Oh, big nudes, right? Big
Yep.
news. So I
You
learned
said
a thing or two. No, I didn't. I learned a thing or two about ATLS and trams. And I actually do this in the under construction video that isn't out as of me filming this because I've been really friggin' busy.
There's spoilers.
But there is a well, this is going to be out after that, so not really. But no, there's a thing, right? There's a thing that's called like the tram. It's called the tram stopper. And
Yep.
if you're setting up an ATLS crossing, you can use that, and it will work as like a traffic stopper, but just for a tram. And you can put it on tracks, and it'll stop, whatever's coming that direction. It'll act as a red signal. And it's so awesome that that exists, and it makes the setting up of my crossing with the road and the tram super awesome, super easy.
That's
Super
And,
hot.
again, you can
Super
see this in the
hot.
under construction video, but I haven't gotten to test it yet, but I'm so excited to play with it. And I'm going to probably be able to do a similar thing with the barge bridge intersection with the tram going across it, yada yada.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. But I learned,
Oh, yeah.
it's the first ATLS crossing I've done in forever. So it's like, I had to remember how to do it. And I'm not sure if I did it right, but I hope I did.
You need to do more.
I know.
More.
Oh, Julie's is gonna come after you.
Shut up.
No, he's doing TRC now.
Yeah, he's gonna be like,
So
isn't he doing, like, not even trains anymore? Isn't he playing, like, Railworks?
I have no idea. Yeah.
No, run 8.
Wow.
When they will work. Yeah, he hasn't done too much trains.
Yeah, well, Anyway,
I haven't opened Run 8 in a while.
I still want to dispatch.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, actually, I guess I have one more thing.
What's that?
I could do. I built a new version of a thing that I did last year,
Uh-oh.
but I did it again, and this one I'm actually pleased with a number of, like, the strength of how it came out.
Was it a squiggly thing that, like, Jader made today?
No, squiggly thing. Did Shader make that squiggly?
The thing in CAD.
Oh, no, not that. I am working on some CAD stuff for the museum.
You should work on some CAD stuff for the 2-1 Trust.
I would very much like to. We'll see.
No, Wiebold, the Mason Bogey Trust. Remember.
Ugh, no, not the Mason Bogey Trust.
What the hell? Is that
I
a
know
thing?
the people that are doing. Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh no, Wiebold, that's a serious. Ow. I was joking because I know you want to rebuild one.
I know you were joking. I don't really want to rebuild one. It'd be cool to see one run, but meh.
Nah.
No, I actually know the people that are doing the quote-unquote
Oh
Mason
no.
Trust. Just subtly rolling my eyes. Anyway. This.
Oh.
I could say that there are a couple foamers, but then at the same time, I'm the one that just tried to replicate 491 in Lego. So.
The Lego display was actually really great, too.
Oh yeah, they had one.
Yeah, they have a whole Lego table.
Nice.
Which is right next to
kinda
the
want
Mount Washington Cog thing.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
which they did not have pepper sass this year. They had
Aw.
like a paper mache version of the mountain with a little G-scale cog engine that goes up it.
Okay.
which was really cool.
Was it actually operational?
Yes, they were trying to 3D print cog track for it, but they didn't get
Oh
that
my
far
God.
before they had to take it to the show. The reason
That's pretty cool.
the reason that they that Pepper Sass wasn't there is because she's getting a facelift. Because not only is this year the 150th of the Transcontinental Railroad, it's also the 150th of the Railway to the Moon. They made it to the summit of Mount Washington in June or July of 1969, almost exactly 100 years before Neil Armstrong did. So, you know, they both went to the moon.
Don't be ridiculous. We never went to the moon.
That's right. Sorry, but you can go to the moon on the Mount Washington cog. Anyway, ride the cog. This year they're doing one day where they're running 3 steam trains in a day. It's August 17th. So,
Woo!
anyway.
Alrighty. Anybody else?
Okay, no, I don't want to talk about my model trains. That's just too sad.
Okay. Hi.
I
Do
haven't
the
bought.
AA voice. Hi, Kevon.
Yep.
Oh my God. I haven't bought Q2, so don't worry.
Uh-huh.
I've moved on.
Why am I still worried?
Yeah, there was a giant brass O-gauge Q2 at the show for sale, and I walked by it a couple of times because it was between the Conway Scenic booth and the main and the B&M 3713 booth. Every time I walked by it, I was like, I don't want to know how much that costs. It's like
Yep.
I could buy a house, or I could buy
Or
this.
I could have a brass Q2.
Yeah.
What kind of Q2 do you have? Big brass one.
I did tell one of the guys. So we had a train show the weekend before the Springfield show, and there were guys with 7.5-inch gauge, and I just said, "Oh, so you're interested? Like, what do you want to model?" He asked me. I'm like, "It's a little too expensive. I want a Q2." He's like, "Oh, that is a little expensive."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There actually was a 7.25 gauge club that was there showing off some of their stuff that you could just sit on or look at.
Nice.
Or whatever. And I mentioned that I'd been in Trade Mountain, and we got in a back and forth about 7.5 and 7.25, and he's like, I don't know, the rest of the world pretty much, it's east of the Mississippi and rest of the world that's 7.25, and out west they just decided 7.5.
Yep.
So,
Because it scales better.
no. You could just build your engine slightly differently. But
Well,
Oh.
it scales better.
Going to be weird.
Yeah, Born to be Weird and exclude the rest of the world from operating.
I mean, it sucks for the rest of the world, but we have the biggest railroads.
That's the part
yeah.
that
Sucks
sucks.
to suck.
That's the part that
Sucks
sucks.
to suck.
You're
Yeah.
for you
eliminating.
guys.
You're eliminating all of the people that could run there, all the cool stuff that could run there.
Well,
Because you're
or you
slightly
just
wider.
get with the program.
Like, your
Get with
Intel
the
51
program.
isn't cool?
Yeah,
Get with the program.
yeah. Okay, I'll be sure to come into I'll be sure to keep my engines there and live wherever I live.
You know,
Anyway.
in real life, a quarter inch out of gauge isn't condemnable.
Well, unfortunately, that doesn't translate. It'd be nice to be able to
Doesn't
run either
scale.
way.
Yeah, that would be great. You just need to put really big tires.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of engines with really big tires, I think it's that time.
Is it time for engines that have really big everything?
Yeah.
Engines that this week are competing in a special Loco Royale version of Locomotive Pressure.
Excellent.
TBA.
All right, everyone, get
Yeah.
me your pictures. Pictures of
TBA.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, TBA died.
Well, he'll get back. He'll figure it out. So we are doing a Malay Loco Royale. Sorry, not Locomotive versus.
Sorry, Alex, there was the only one I could find.
Oh no. Okay, so there's this one. Where'd it go?
Chuggus.
In these corners, we have many
Big
engines.
Chuggus. Other big
Big
Chuggus. Oh crap. The computer is saying no.
Big,
Oh
big
no!
Chuggus.
Oof.
Oh
Shaggy.
no!
Sync.
Oh no.
Sync. Okay, so we're gonna.
Come on, you didn't post the ink. You posted.
Oh, tell me it's not a pincher sync. Thank God it's not a pincher
Oh
sync.
god. Here's mine for the record.
The scourge of the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kevon. Very cool. Now I can open it up in my browser with other indexes.
Yours, I do not believe works, Ellis.
Oh,
It works. You have to click on it and then hit redirect.
hold on. I'll just post the direct link. I wasn't sure. I just made a copy of the link like an idiot. All right, TBA's back
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think we're back now.
TB.
for now.
Polar Express Challenger.
Yes.
Now, TB, go grab a
What am
picture
I
of the
missing?
Y6 for
1,
those
2, 3. I
uneducated.
need
Milky.
Kevon's.
I linked mine.
Yep. No, I'm just saying in my list here.
Oh.
So yeah, we're gonna need your thing, TBA, and so that's what we've got. We've got myself in the DNH Challenger. We have Wiebold in the L105. We have Milky in the SPNS C8.
Yep.
We have Kevon in his Q2, of course. And we have TBA in the Y6B once we get a picture of it. Not that there are few pictures of Y6Bs out there.
No, they're definitely not one of the most photographed.
I'm
It's just
trying to
image.
get it. My internet's being dumb.
Well, why does your internet suck?
Ask Comcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's Comcastic.
Alright, there we go. We got a picture of this. Me. See if you can find a better one. That's a video. I don't want that.
Nope,
Yeah,
that's a small one.
Not like there's plenty of video of them, too.
I know, well, I don't want a video. I just want a picture.
Yeah, that's true.
Spider-Man!
Yeah.
Give me pictures of Norfolk and Western.
No one picked the UP like Big Boy, even though that's getting ready to run. I'm surprised.
Because
No.
none of us like UP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go
Where's
off on a bit of a tangent about UP on the most recent Under Construction.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Watch that.
Yeah,
Wait,
but TBA.
That's not a very good side view. Hold on, let me see if I can get it.
Oh, you want a side view? Okay.
Yeah, so we can see like the running gear and stuff. Oh, okay, I got one.
Also a model.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about
Oh
like?
no, that's a real. Is it?
No,
That's the model.
that's a model.
Next
I got
UI.
it.
All right, you got it.
There's a
Alright,
Y6B.
it's not.
alright.
Y6B.
B.
Okay, now I'm gonna put things in order. Okay, so it's local royale time. We're gonna go
Yay!
in this order in 4 rounds. Myself, Wiebold, Milky, TBA, and then Kevon. So that's the DNH Challenger, the L105, which is Rio Grande, as you can see on the tender there. The SPNS thing, which you can't read the logo. The sand tower is directly in front of the
Mhm.
logo. It could not be in a worse
The
position.
Zate.
Where we dropping boys?
Zate, yeah. We're
Oh, so
dropping
it's so
at
tilted.
Sandy Towers. The Y6B, which is Norfolk and Western, and the Pennsylvania Railroad Q2, which is the roster shot too. Nice.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm gonna ask my first question. Just sort of looking at all the other engines, I'm trying to figure out what I would be the best in, and at a glance, I'm gonna ask what everyone's total engine and tender weight is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm ready for mine.
All right,
I have
what is oh, you know what? I need to open this. I need to click over to here. So I am 908,800 pounds. Oh crap! Hold
wow.
on, the spreadsheet's reloading.
I am 1,081,000 pounds.
Okay, hold on. 1 million. Oh, come on, the spreadsheet just isn't having it right now. 081000.
I am 990,120 pounds.
Okay.
I thought I'd be
I'm-
heavier.
I am 1,035,330 pounds.
10.
Way to be that guy, Wiebold. I'm 1,041,100 pounds.
Nice.
All right, so this is. Let me go through them again. This 908,800 pounds. Wiebold is 103 million. Or sorry, 103 million. Yeah, 1,035,300 pounds was that? It doesn't really
Yes.
matter. Yeah,
Close enough.
then the SPS Challenger was 1,081,000 pounds. TBA was 990,000 pounds, give or take, and then the Q2 was about 1,041,000 pounds. So that means I get 5 points. TBA gets 4 points. Kevon gets 2 points. Wiebold gets 3 points, and TBA gets. Oh wait, no, sorry, I screwed that up. No.
You
And
did.
then Milky gets 1 point. Yeah.
Wait, I was the heaviest?
You were the heaviest. 1,081,000.
Okay.
This
Fat.
is the heaviest locomotive here. I had a feeling that I was going to be the smallest one, despite the fact that I know that these are relatively.
I thought the Q2.
I thought
Q2
I'd be
had more
heavier.
pass
Yep.
under it.
Okay, well, add your points in, guys. On the
I'll
spread.
be honest. I did not count. I did not count on that one either. I figured the QT was gonna, it spins the drivers and the combined moment around the axles deforms the Earth slightly, but
Okay, so
I can't do my points because I'm on my phone.
Okay,
Okay.
TBA got 2 points. So
Kevon, I
TBA
believe you
got
got
4.
I thought I got 4
TBA got 4
I
points.
got
Then
Okay.
Kevon,
I
you
got
got
3 points.
Kevon, you got 2.
Yeah, Kevon.
We're heavier.
anonymous duck.
Yeah,
you
Kevon.
got-
no,
Sorry, yeah,
later.
Kevon got 2. Well, I got 2 points. So this is, this is our heaviest engine at current, and this is our lightest engine at current. Anyway, all right, who's next? Wiebold,
Wiebold?
what is your statistic that you think you're best at?
Oh dear. Let's take a shot in the dark, and let's go for the factor of adhesion.
Oh boy. Okay, so
Oh boy, this is gonna be great.
this could be all over the place. From the top, I
Yes,
am
it could.
4.30.
I am 4.15.
Ooh.
4.15, that's 12.
What? Damn. Oops, that didn't. Sorry, that didn't write.
4.40.
Sorry, what was that?
Ooh.
TBA.
4.40.
Oof.
Oof.
Ooh.
That's 4.3.
3.90.
Kevin's got the best.
Oops,
Hell.
I accidentally deleted the thing. 3.90. Oh wow. All right. So Kevon gets 5 points. Wiebold and Milky, you both get.
4.
You both get 4 points, and then I get 2 points, and TBA gets 1 point. All right.
Rip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big oof
Very
for me. All right, now Milky, extra thick boy. What have you got?
Perfect boy. What is your tractor effort?
Tractive effort. All right, from the top, my tractive effort is 94,428 pounds. 94,428 pounds for the D&H Challenger. The L105 is
104,833.
104,833.
106,888.
888. Okay.
Yep.
The Y6B?
124,844 pounds.
Okay.
Chuggus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a huge chuggus. And the Q2?
Chuggus.
I am confusion. 100,816.
I mean, it's
Okay.
not a Malay. It's it doesn't have as much wheel to play with. It's
True.
sort of like an
Oh.
oversized.
wheel.
It's sort of like an oversized Santa Fe.
It's like a Civil War bullet in an orange and red tape.
Don't even. Anyway, so that means I am lowest
You make it
because I am
5.
I
small.
believe TBA gets 5, Milky gets 4, I get 3, Kevon gets 2, Ellis gets 1.
That is correct.
That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
It's not 10% of my power.
I should have just brought Shaggy to this fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just brought
Faster
the
than a
mystery
speeding
machine.
bullet, stronger than a locomotive, yada 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 yada,
Yeah.
etc.
Yep, he's lighter than everybody else and he has more power. Anyway, alright, so TBA, what is your statistic?
Driver diameter.
You really think you're gonna win driver diameter? Okay. Okay.
TBA, weird fresh.
Weird
Sure.
flex, but okay. Mine is 69 inches. Bow chicka bow wow.
I am 70.
God damn it.
I am also 70.
God damn it.
God damn
You
it.
guys are effing
Damn,
cheaters.
you guys are
You guys are
big.
cheaters. Alright, TBA, what's yours?
58.
Yeah, I don't
Ooh.
know what you went with that.
Yeah.
69.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
So Milky and I tie for 5. Ellis and Kavan tie for
4.
4.
Oh, no, 3. You're right, 3. And then
3.
TBA gets 1.
And TBA gets 1.
I got one.
I got a rock.
Why will it-
I got a jar of dirt.
What's this?
This is what I'm interested in. The 105s and the Z8s are very similar engines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Milky got a 1 on the first stat.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hurt you a little bit.
This is like playing Geoguess.
Okay, Kavan, what's your stat?
My stat.
Oh, boy.
Huh. Could be anything.
It could
Be
be.
anything.
It will be same as above, but substitute 5.
What a
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
The plot
Okay.
twist.
223,702. 223,702 for the DNH Challenger. The L105 is
I've got 269,244.
269,244. How about the big boy? Not actually big boy.
631.
What was yours, Milky?
249, 631.
631. Okay. TBA.
The question was same as above plus superheater
Yes.
percentage.
Yes, it was.
Wait,
No, wait.
No,
No.
it was great area. Great area.
What?
Oh,
Great area.
great area.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Substitute firebox area for great area.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Same as above, substitute $5 there for great area. That's right. I even
Okay.
picked the right one.
204,795.
Wow.
Okay. And, come on.
We take those. 282,750.
Damn.
Holy cow. Alright, Kavan blows us away for the most part. He gets 5 points. Wiebold gets 4 points. Milky gets 3 points. I get 2 points. TBA gets 1.
Damn.
TBA, you're taking on an awful lot of 1s over here.
TBA, you should have bought a challenger
Yeah.
for this.
This- crap. What did I say?
Why? I thought I'd have been good. I'm big.
I know.
Get
Well,
good.
I mean, you've done okay in some spots.
Yeah. It's very polar opposites. You've not really got much mid-range,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got 4, 1, 5, 1, 1. It's like
as opposed to Kavan, who's sort of splitting the difference.
yeah. Kavan's still bouncing back and forth. All right. Well, let's tally up our
Yeah.
points. This is the end of round 1. So
Okay.
I have 13.
So that'd be.
Oh, I can do this now.
Oh, you back in your computer?
Yeah,
Awesome.
my internet decided to stop being a pain in the ass.
Ow.
Quick maps.
Yeah, TBA, I'll do your quick math for you. Oof.
12,
damn it,
12.
TBA.
1,212.
Okay, so the score at the end of round 1 is the L105 leading with 19 points. Closely behind are both Milky and Kavan with 17, and trailing are myself with 13 points, and TBA and the Y6B with 12. So
Thank
just a
goodness no one
refresher,
bugs.
just to give a refresher with the images, this engine is leading with 19 points. This engine is following with 17 points, as is this engine, and this engine is in 4th, and this engine is in 5th. Anyway, time to advance to round 2. Let me think for a second about what I want to do.
Excuse me.
Gross. You. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Actually,
Give
you
them
know
a
what? I think
point
I'm going
for
to capitalize on my weight advantage. Although this might not help that much. I'm going to capitalize on my weight advantage and say minimum weight of rail.
Okay.
Oh no.
Mine is
Is-
113 pounds.
Mine is 121.
121 pounds. Alright. Milky.
I hate you.
123.
123 pounds. Slightly heavier.
1, 2, 3.
TBA?
I'm very mad. 114.
Oh man, you were the one I was worried about.
Oh,
Alright, Kevon, I'll just write down 150 and get over with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
131. Hello.
Still lasts.
Okay, good.
He says like it makes a difference.
Good.
I knew
didn't
since
get
you
the-
said that you were trying to attack me.
I,
A personal attack.
well, no, but I knew you were gonna lose. Anyway, alright, so I get 5 points, TBA gets 4 points, but only just barely. Wiebold gets 3 points, Milky gets 2, and Kevon gets 1.
Okay.
What if we tied? Would we have both gotten 5?
Yes, we would have both gotten
Uh.
5. That's how
All
Mafia
right.
works.
That's
Alright.
System up.
Oh, no, it works.
Well, because of Kevon doing the substituting firebox area for
Oh,
great
no.
area that I fared fairly well in, even though I had done not so great on other stats, I'm going to do just straight up firebox area.
Firebox area, oh boy. Mine is
Oh, boy.
633 square feet.
Mine is 806.
Wow.
Wow.
756 square feet.
756, okay, that's where Milky
Ouch.
sacrifices. TBA?
Ouchie. 555 square feet.
How do you only have that?
Little.
Kevon?
Wow.
725.
How do you have less firebox than Kevon? Okay, well, TBA takes a nice 1.
Damn it.
I'll take a nice.
I
free.
take 2 points. Kevon takes 3 points. Milky takes 4 points, actually. And Wiebold takes 5.
That worked
Can
out for
you
one.
petition to not write ones as ones, but lowercase l's?
Lowercase
Yeah.
take the L.
Take the L.
Dude, just start writing L's for ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
Nice one.
Okay, Milky, in your large locomotive, also TBA needs to write in as 1. There, I did it for him. Milky,
Oh.
heaviest of the competition. What is yours?
What were you built?
Oh boy, I
Oh,
lose.
no.
Thank you, Milky.
I was built
Checkmate.
in 1940.
Yeah. I was built in 1941.
Damn it!
1944.
God damn it!
1948.
1948.
Oh yeah,
48?
that's right.
I'm 45.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was
Damn
thinking
it.
of doing that one earlier, but I knew at least Kevon beat me, and so I was like, nah, I'm probably dead last, and I am. I get 1 point. Wiebold gets 2. Milky gets 3. Kevon gets 4, and TBA gets all 5.
How? I'm going all over the board.
New TB.
Yep.
God
All right.
damn.
Well, it's your ball.
Yep. TBA. Find yourself another good stat.
All right, I'm
Keep it up.
not gonna blow it on this one. I think.
Uh-oh.
I hope.
Okay.
Boiler pressure.
Oh, boiler pressure. I probably lose. Let's see. Boiler pressure. 285.
Damn it.
That's actually pretty good.
I
Yeah.
think the Q2 has me beat.
All right.
Bobby.
Well, what does a 105 have?
255.
255. Okay.
Really? That's
260.
it for such a big engine?
Milky, what's yours?
260.
260. Oof. Way to be those guys.
Yeah.
TBA.
300.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice round number.
300.
Ah ha ha.
Wow.
There are 2 5-point winners. That's TBA and Kevon both get 5 points. I follow
Thank
up with
you.
3, Milky 2, and Wiebold 1.
Okay.
Dead ass last.
Yeah. Wiebold, why do you have not pressure?
Yeah, what the
Grant
heck?
was not immensely keen on boiler pressure. I think you
I
say
would judge
255,
you.
and that really isn't all that much. I think that's the highest boiler pressure that any of our things had.
Wow.
Besides the UP import challengers, but those sucked and we don't talk about them.
That confuses me. Why would a mountain railroad have such low boiler pressure?
Because if you can produce steam fast enough to keep up, you don't really need the pressure if you've got big cylinders and can keep up with producing enough volume to feed those cylinders, you don't really need it.
Is that so? In order to do that, you need a lot of coal. So did most Rio Grande engines had stokers, didn't they?
No.
Oh shit.
No, here's the other reason. Because they were cheap, and expensive metals are expensive.
Yeah, well, that, and as we showed in the last one, these were I believe, looking on my little chart across the room, these were the newest steam engines ever purchased by the Rio Grande in 41.
Wow.
We didn't go super, super late into the steam game in terms of, cab signals, I don't think any of our engines had speedometers on them. We had pretty basic technology.
You don't need that. Well, let's go to a very technologically advanced engine. Kevon, what's your stat?
Combined heating surface.
Combined heating surface. My combined heating surface is an even 70-70.
I've got 8255. Or no, sorry. No, 8969. I was looking at the UP thing.
God damn it.
I got, for combined heating surface, 7,854.
Oops, I put 45, but it doesn't really matter.
Here comes another one.
Well,
6,393.
how? How?
Oh, because the firebox area was tiny.
Yeah, but
Wasn't
come on. Alright, Kevon.
9,655.
Holy mackerel! All around me are familiar faces.
Yeah.
Bell
Yeah, alright. Kevon takes 5 points. Wiebold takes 4, Milky takes 3, I take 2, and TBA takes the L. You can add up your points. That's the end of round 2, and we'll go over where we're at. I did not score many points that round.
That'd be...
I might be in...
I somehow came back after the 1.
I am in
Here's a
last. Crap. I knew I should have taken something memeier. It would have gotten me through.
Yeah, you should have brought Skookum.
I should have brought Skookum.
I need to do some quick math.
Would have won all the weight stats.
Wait, still got to add my notes.
Yep. Do your maths.
I brought out my quick math.
You're
I brought out my
26,
scientific
I believe,
calculator
okay.
because I didn't want to be...
Yeah, I'm...
Or no,
Well,
sorry.
actually, mine's on my TV, so I...
Oh, Milky, you got 14 this round, so you have 31.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so here are our standings currently. We have the Q2, which has taken the lead with 35 points. Following it very closely is the L105 with 34 points. Following that is the, what is this called again? The Z8.
The Z8.
Weird. The Z8. Z8 with 31 points. Then TBA's Y6B, and in last is the DNH Challenger. Anyway, now we proceed to round 3. So, let's think for a second. What do I want to do? Definitely not that. Oh, here's a good one. How about Loco Base ID?
I can't damn it.
Mine is
Oh!
mine is 338.
Oh, no.
God fucking damn you! He's 39!
Ouch.
I scrolled up and I saw that it was...
575.
Oh god,
Not
what was yours
ouch.
again? Milky, what?
What was mine?
7,575.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, TBA.
1,422.
Okay, and Kevon?
350.
I'm gonna take the
Oh,
L.
thank God. I was concerned that Kevon's was very low. Okay. Alright, so I get 5.
Seriously, I thought I had a shoe-in with 339.
I know. I looked at mine. I was like,
I've never had that happen before where we have following loco base IDs.
I know, right?
It's hilarious.
Okay, so I get 5, Wiebold gets 4, Kevon gets 3, TBA gets 2, yay, not last. Milky gets 1.
Woo.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that paid off. Real egg on my face. Alright, Wiebold.
Oh gosh. Hmm. 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 Well, I know Kevon is my biggest competition right now, and I'm going to make a derivative stat to screw him over.
Oh no.
What is your tender wheelbase?
Tender wheelbase?
So it's
Overall minus engine. Overall minus engine.
This is not fair.
It's a mathematical stat, I'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Yes.
And it's
Wiebold, I am coming after you.
fight.
We're tied right now.
This
I'm
is
feeling
the fight. For the record, this is the fight I always wanted but never was going to engage.
The Q2
Wait.
Versus the L105 because this is your baby.
Overall wheelbase.
What was
minus
the-
engine wheelbase?
Yeah, overall wheelbase minus engine wheelbase to get your tender wheelbase.
I hope it's smaller.
Yours?
If it is, then kudos. Just
What? This is not fair. Wait, wrong one. Wrong engine.
Overall wheelbase.
Minus engine
Minus
wheelbase. Oh,
engine.
damn it, I have to take a 1 on this one.
Ooh.
I don't have
really?
overall wheelbase.
F.
oh damn.
And I have
But
a...
overall,
it's the same as the
overall
regular
wheelbase.
You can use the UP Challenger, can't you?
Yeah, it's the same one,
Can I?
right?
I actually have that stat because it's the L97 technically. Yours is
My overall wheelbase is marked in feet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your overall Ellis is 106.67.
Oh yeah. 106.67 minus engine wheelbase, which is 59.92.
Okay.
This is not.
That doesn't seem right,
114.
but
Once I tell y'all what it is,
0.87.
y'all are just gonna be like, "What the?"
what is it? What is the
Minus-
engine wheelbase for the UP Challenger?
60.34.
Okay, so it's only
I got
barely
mine.
longer. Okay.
I have mine.
I have mine.
By the way, what would be better for this?
Shorter.
Shorter? Okay. I can understand that. But it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem right. Based on this picture, mine does not seem right.
Mine. Well, look at you're looking at the wheelbase, not the actual
oh.
locomotive.
The other one is mine might have the centipede tender.
Well, I'm looking at mine and the tender seems very short. But apparently it's not. So mine is 46.75 feet.
Wait. Well, never
Mine
mind.
is 46.5.
God damn it.
Mine is 47.87.
Alright,
Yeah.
TBA.
56.87.
Jesus.
Wow.
Thank God.
What?
54.16.
What?
Not sure I buy that.
I don't believe that.
I don't
Okay.
I calculated.
Oh no, you know what? I'm looking at the Y6B tender. I believe it.
Okay, you want to know something
Yeah,
funny?
Picture
The
the
tender wheelbase is longer than
maybe.
the engine wheelbase.
That's Benzie syndrome.
It's by like. Hold on. Mine is,
There was one other thing with Rio Grande Superpower. For whatever reason, we just put the dinkiest tender. Well, actually, I know the reason, but we put the dinkiest tenders behind these things.
Yep. Alright, well,
the tender is 0.7 feet longer.
alright. Wiebold gets 5 points, I get 4, Milky gets 3, Kevon gets 2, and TBA gets 1.
Damn it!
Sorry.
Stop killing me!
The poor Y6.
Yeah.
Wiebold came to attack me, and he's attacking TV.
Oh man, I think I've taken the lead ahead of TBA at least, which makes me feel a little bit better about myself. I'm not in
Dude.
last.
Every time I use the Y6B, I get creamed.
It's not a very good engine.
Yeah.
But it
I
looks
love them, but they're just
cool.
not.
Okay, well, Milky, what's your stat?
What is your Tender water capacity.
God damn it! Here we go.
Just come on, win.
Shit.
Wait.
Tender water
shit.
capacity for me is
Coast to
22,000
coast.
22,500 gallons.
I hate you.
Okay,
20,000 even.
20,000.
All right, maybe
25,000 even.
What?
He's got a centipede.
Oh, I
Yep.
see it. Sort of. TBA.
22,000.
Seriously? With that enormous tender?
It was all cold.
Come on.
I don't want to say anything. I take the L. I have to take an L.
What is it? What?
19,200.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Curse,
I have a water.
Yeah.
curse the
I don't have
Pensie's
to worry
reliance
about
on track
water.
pans and water scoops.
God damn.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
Yes.
that means Milky wins. He gets 5 points. I come in second. Yeah, really close second. With 4 points. TBA gets 3. Wiebold gets 2. And Kavon gets 1.
Wiebold's taking the lead. I can't allow this.
I can't believe you've done this.
Go, baby, go!
Oh crap. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. I'm supposed to get 4 points and I keep forgetting to go back to my tab. Okay. Alright. TBA. Try to earn yourself some points.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even know where to go because this is going to be bad. Wait. There was...
I think I know
Excuse
one
me.
that would actually help you.
Oh,
I think I've got one that would win for you.
low pressure cylinders.
I don't have low pressure cylinders.
I don't either.
I have
Oh.
low pressure cylinders.
Do
I will
I?
use this.
You have
You'll
low
get one.
pressure cylinders? Oh crap, that means a bunch of us get friggin' ones.
What do you mean you have low pressure cylinders?
I do. I have low and high.
Wow.
Because Pensy.
They're the same size.
Eh? The Q1 and Q2 both have low pressure cylinders.
Okay.
Alright.
So TBA,
I have
I
high
guess
pressure.
who has Milky? Do you have it?
I have high.
Okay, so
You,
just
you,
me
and, you and TBA are the only people that are not getting ones right now.
Okay,
TBA,
come
wait.
on. Fight me, dude.
Okay, low pressure.
Oops.
I already got it.
23.75 by 29.
39 by 32.
Oh my god. Alright, take that 5.
Kavon.
Come on, take your 4. Milky and
Yes, I
Milky
just
and Wiebold and I
punched
will
the
get
Q2
our
in the
1s.
face.
Thank you,
Yeah.
TBA. They all got one.
God damn.
I punched the Q2 in the face.
Jesus.
TBA is about to run away with 5 points.
Yeah.
Alright, well, come on, can you do something that will help me and screw everybody else?
No, evaporated heating surface.
God damn it, I think I lose.
Ooh.
Evaporative heating surface for me is 53.89.
6341.
Evaporative heating surface. Why are
57,
you doing this to me?
57 what?
49.
49.
4,915.
What?
Ah, at least I'm better
sorry.
than somebody.
67.25.
67.25. Damn, Kevon. Damn, with that
Give me
boiler.
those 5 points.
You got like
I'll
double
take-
boilers stacked in your boiler. I swear to God. I don't know where you're getting all this heating surface and firebox area and crap. Anyway, Kevon takes it with 5. Wiebold second with 4. Milky takes 3. I take 2, and TBA takes 1.
Okay, quick math.
God damn it, another one.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, TBA.
that's what you get for last round.
God dang it, Wiebold.
Even after the 1, we are tied.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm
that's
glad you got that one because you would have been ahead of me.
okay. I need to actually do that. I don't want to screw this one up, so I'm actually gonna whip out the calculator on this one.
Calculator.
The calculator.
Well,
Ooh, I actually, well, I'm higher than I thought I was, but
I guess I'll do TBAs. TBA is that's 30, 35, 40.
Milky did it.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh man, TBA. Alright, so in first, tied for first, as a matter of fact, are the L105, I keep clicking on the wrong thing, the L105 and the Q2. In third, following it, is Milky in his gigantic Challenger. And then in fourth is myself in the D&H Challenger, and in last is TBA in the Y6B, but only by 1 point. So it goes 50, 44, and then 41, and then 40. Alright, and we proceed on to the final round, and this is one that I think I have a leg up in, but I'm not totally sure because I don't trust all these railroads to do certain things. And that question that I have is, what was the number built? Because
Oh no.
I built
L.
40.
L.
How many, Wiebold?
15.
15. More than I expected, actually.
I'm taking a big L on this one.
5?
And
One.
No.
One.
Lower. 2.
2. 2 built. TBA? TBA. TBA is dead.
Oh, no.
And he's
Is
dead.
that-
Alright, Kevon, how many
But
built?
many. I think.
I had 26.
Yeah, I actually knew that. I knew that by heart.
Yeah, I know.
All right, hold
52,
on. I'm
50.
gonna check TBAs
Oh.
for a second just to figure out what the hell.
I'll take my fat one.
He's the only one that I'm actually worried about, so I want to see this.
I figured TBA has more than I
No,
do.
actually, he only has 30. Well, he has.
So he
has,
still has more than I have.
It's funny because he has more Y6s and Y6As, but he's got 30 Y6Bs. So that's myself.
So he
With,
gets 4.
myself with 5, him with 4, Kevon with 3, Wild with 2, Milky with 1. All right,
Damn yellow.
and that means
TBA has.
that Wiebold has fallen behind by 1 point, but it's his turn. Wiebold, what are you going to do to reclaim your position?
I don't know.
Your
I've
pole
been
position?
I've been thinking about it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've got plenty of style points against this thing. I'm ready to just tear it apart.
Jeez.
I have style points against you too.
But statistically, no, we don't want to do that.
I don't have any freaking style points. I know that much.
Let's try that. Why not? Let's do ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
That's a fun one. All right, ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase. Mine
And what is a good number, by the way?
bigger is better. I'm fairly certain.
Bigger is better. Mine does not sound right, even in the slightest.
Mine is 0.2. Well, remember we're Malays, so it only counts one of the engines.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Can I not do that one then?
Well, wait, does it?
Yeah.
It does.
That's why.
because
That's
because of
stupid.
the swiveling. Because that's that's what it's how much of your wheelbase is conjoined, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
This one. I don't like this one because he's just gonna get.
It's gonna be like 0.5 or something. Well,
Fuck.
are we gonna let him redact it or?
Need to watch my language.
Yeah, there are kids on this show.
We're all
Like
children.
Harry
anyway.
Potter.
I don't know. I don't mind if you redact because Kavon's just gonna do it later. Like, what does it matter? At this
Yeah.
point? So pick it.
I'm not gonna do that one.
Sure,
This
you're
is the
not.
last round.
Pick a different one.
Let's allow Kevon to do that one. Just because. Sorry, I didn't realize that's how that worked with Malays.
Yeah. I think we.
Let's do. Let's do tender loaded weight.
Great. I'm sure I have that stat.
Maniacally after.
Oh, you know what? I actually do.
Oh god.
Wiebold
I was really
forgot.
concerned I didn't have any tender stats. I was just.
Oh, it's all coal, isn't it? Let's see. This could be a push.
Yep. All right. So 311 800 for me.
393 630 for me.
Wow. I think that's the biggest tender I've ever seen in a.
437,000.
Oof.
Nice round number, but a big one. All right.
422,000.
422,000.
And then we're gonna have to
What?
look up TBAs.
Yeah, I'll get TBAs. Hold on. How about a TBA? TBA's dead.
And I thought the coal roads would weigh you down, for sure.
Coal isn't actually very dense.
Yeah. Oil is a lot more dense.
Hmm.
Alright, so tender loaded weight. Tender loaded weight for him is 378,600.
Yay!
So I get 2
Don't take
points.
the L.
378,600.
No, you take the L.
I take the
Right.
win. I'm taking 5 points on that.
Yeah, you had the heaviest, Milky.
Yeah.
And then TBA takes 4. I take 3.
Yep.
I
TBA
take two.
takes 4, Wiebold takes 3, Kavan takes 2, and Milky takes 1.
Thought TBA was heavier. But,
No,
he
TBA
was
was
at
TBA was 378,600.
oof. Okay.
Well, me and Wiebold are tied. I will defend.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's time for Milky. What do you think you can do to gain some ground? This is so many of the fights that I wanted in one thing. Like, Wiebold, you have your fight that you wanted between the L105 and the Z8, and I have the fight that I wanted between the L105 and the Q2. And
Yeah.
we've actually, I think we did the Q2 and Y6B previously.
I think so as well.
Yeah, we.
I don't know. I honestly expected the 105 and the Z8 to be closer, if not flipped around.
Really?
Yeah.
The Z8's newer, more powerful, and I don't know if it's built better, but it wasn't owned by the Rio brand, so that's something.
Yeah.
Style point.
You know what? For us guys here, what's your high pressure cylinders?
Oh, okay. At least we have some. At least we have something I won't get a 1 in. Well, I'll probably get a 1 in. Let's be honest. My engine is small compared to all yours. Alright, my high pressure cylinders are 20.5 by 32. Let me write these down, but they're going to be a pain to compare.
Okay.
20.5 by 32. Wiebold?
23 by 32.
Alright, well, so you beat me. 23 by 32. Milky?
Hey, Wiebold, we're friends. Yeah. Also 23 by 32.
23 by 32.
See, this is what I expected
Yeah.
more of out of this
Yeah.
one.
Alright.
Go look up TBAs before I say
Yeah,
five.
let me look up TBAs real quick. I'm actually already on them. They're 25 by 32.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So TBA wins.
Yeah, TBA has some fat cylinders.
I take the loss. Wait. Yeah, I take the loss 19.75 by 28.
Yeah.
So TBA gets 5, Milky and I tie with 4.
Yep, and then I get 2 and Kavan gets
2.
1.
I'll take that.
No, I need to come back. No.
Well, it's your ball.
Yeah, it's your opportunity to
It's
come
TBA's
back.
ball.
Or no,
Oh, no,
or
it's
yeah,
TBA's
TBA's
ball.
gone.
Oh, god damn it.
Random number generator.
Should we do one that we think he would do
Yeah,
well
you
at?
know what? Let me
Yeah.
pick a stat that I think he would do well in. Let me just look at this real quick.
Yeah.
And in fact, I already had one in mind because there was one earlier where I was like, ooh, we might win that one if he does it. I want to do evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Okay.
Oh, there was another one that was a shoe-in for him, but damn it.
Okay.
We want the bigger number here.
Yeah, evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume. It's basically a showcase of how much steam can you make,
Versus how much can you use?
Yeah, exactly. So let me do mine real quick. Mine is 220.42.
Oof.
Yeah, not great.
No, mine's worse.
Oh. What is yours?
206.04.
Remember how you were saying, like, oh, if you can make enough steam?
That's, well, yeah.
Alright, Milky.
Apparently we could, though.
186.80.
Looks like he couldn't. TBA's is, again, because he's a compound, he has a leg up on this. He's 270.34.
Wow.
Okay.
What's going on?
It was evaporating heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Yes,
correct.
that is the stat. You don't have to do the calculations. It exists.
I know. 677.37.
Oh, curse you and your tiny friggin' cylinders.
Holy
You weren't.
shite.
You played yourself.
I might have forgotten about that when I said that stat.
So, what was TBA's again?
TBA was 270. So, Kavan gets 5, TBA gets 4, I get 3, you get 2, and Milky gets 1.
Fat one again.
Okay, I just need something that I beat Wiebold in, and he does bad in.
Alright, and then TBA...
You're tied. Again.
I just need 1 point. I can literally do.
Yeah, but we have to.
but
We
then-
have to do the bonus points.
Then we do
I
bonus.
mean,
That's when.
true,
That's when he
but, like-
kills us. That's when he murders every other human being.
But statistically, I have to
But
win.
stats aren't
statistically.
everything. But come on, what is your stat that you're
Yeah.
picking here?
Okay, my stat. Let me look. It would blow people out of the water. That is the question.
Something that would blow people out of the
I
water.
love your earlier when we were doing the evaporative feeding service stat or firebox stat or the same as above stat when you were like, we take those. It's like 100,000 above all of us.
Okay. I have it. Superheating surface.
Oh boy, superheating surface 1478 for yours truly.
2628.
2628.
2105.
2105. Let me get TBAs. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Evaporative heating, or no, super heating service. Oh, whoops, I gave you his. 1478 is his. Derp,
Ooh.
1478. And then mine is, let me just reiterate that, superheating service is 1681. So,
Not too much.
not too much better, but at least I'm better than someone.
Okay. I mean, I want a Wiebold to get a 3 there, but this is fine. 2,930.
Good lord. Alright, Kevon gets 5. Wiebold gets 4. Milky gets 3. I get 2. TBA gets 1. 4 TBA.
Yeah.
Alright, now we do our quick maths, and the stats portion has come to an end. Here's the one that I should have done for him that I thought of. Valve gear. Because he's
Oh,
Baker. I'm not
sorry.
sure what the rest of us are, but
Wall
I know I'm
shirts.
wall shirts.
Yep.
Everybody's wall shirts except TBA.
Yeah,
I looked.
that's kind of what I thought, and that would be a 5 for him and a 1 for everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
I didn't think of that in time, though.
Actually, wouldn't it be a 5 for him and a 4 for everyone else?
Yeah, you're right.
I suppose
Oh,
it
well.
doesn't really
No,
matter.
it's true. You're right. It would have been that. Oh well. Oh well. TBA's
Sorry,
back. We
guys.
just wrapped up the stats. I gave a couple stats for you. We did, or the stat that I gave for you was, what did I say? Evaporative
TBA.
heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
something like that.
Which you did
Uh,
fairly well on, but this last one you got a 1 in. All right, let me do my math too. So this is another. Ooh, I get another 17 out of
Look
that.
at TBA's round. Like, that's a pretty good round,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah,
Wow, I
he
clawed.
almost caught LS.
Yeah, I clawed my way up to 3rd. Actually, Milky fell. Milky
I
fell
was gonna say
hard
the
in that
the
round.
Z started
Uh,
sucking way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really expecting that thing to be. I was not expecting the Q2 to be as good, and I thought the final challenge would be between the 105 and the Z8.
Well, here we
Yeah.
have it. Here is our current standings. In first is the standard PRR Q2 with 66 points. Right behind it is the dangerous and rapidly growing worse L105 with 65 points. Then following that is the DNH Challenger with 59 points. TBA right behind with 58 in the Y6B, the NW Y6B. And then Milky in last with his massive Z8 in the SPNS.
Yep.
So that's where we stand as far as that goes for stats.
Okay.
And now we have the bonus points. Now, the bonus/style points, I don't have very many. I actually don't know too much about these engines, so I can't say much.
I know.
Let's go in order.
The one thing that's a style thing for me that I can think of, and it is just a style thing, it's not actually an improvement thing, is the fact that we have an inset headlight. It just makes it a little bit unique.
Yeah. Got the Polar Express
Yeah,
headlight.
we Polar
I'll give you that.
Expressing over here.
I have a trains model.
You do have a trains model.
Let's go in order.
Well,
Let's go in order.
okay, fine, we'll go in order.
Just because otherwise it's going to get really complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wiebold, you give one then. Or
Just
whatever.
we're doing one at a time.
I don't know. Sure, if you want to give style points and Murder Soul right now, just destroy all hope. Go ahead.
I'll wait. I've got the highest sand capacity by a lot.
Yeah, you do have a lot of sand. Actually,
I have the 2 dumbs and the box on the front. Remember?
oh, that's sand.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Okay.
Let's put down the sand capacity for you.
Remember the safety stripes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anybody? Well, I don't think we absolutely need to go in order. Just what do you guys have for style points?
A water scoop.
You do have a water scoop.
I just have the style point.
All right.
I have all roller bearings.
That is very nice. Does anybody have?
Yeah.
Does anybody else have all roller bearings though? Come on, I would kind of expect you to.
I think I do. Did the Tinder have roller bearings?
Maybe.
From that image, it looks like the
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Yes, you
it
do.
looks like all rollers. All right, so that's not an
Okay.
absolute style point for you, but I can give it to the both of you.
I have it too.
Oh, you
I
have
don't
them too.
know
You have all
if
rollers.
I have roller bearings.
I do.
I think
This is
I
the
do.
only thing on the Rio Grande with all rollers.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that. I don't think I do. I wouldn't expect myself to. It's the D&H.
No, I can see grease fittings on yours.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah.
Do I
And-
have
and
grease?
journal
I don't
boxes.
think I do.
You
I don't know.
do actually.
Yeah.
You look like you do.
And TBA.
It's hard. It's hard to tell on the motion, but all the axles are a roller.
TBA is the only person here that ran in preservation.
Citation needed.
Citation needed.
You mean citation?
Isn't there a Y6B on display somewhere?
No.
Milky. When was the last time one of these things ran?
Last time one of those, the Y6B shaft ran in 59.
No. The Z8. The Z8.
Let me grab that real fast.
Counting preservation.
Oh, that's
The-
right.
the
I
C8s
might be
aren't
thinking
around
of the
anymore.
wrong class of NW engine.
Because if I'm not mistaken, no Z8s exist anymore.
Yeah. In
Oh,
fact,
I know. I'm
TBA is the
defending
only one that
TBA.
still exists.
No,
No?
not the Y6B, the Y6A.
Oh, the Y6A.
Yeah, the
still
Y6A.
exists.
We all
Oh,
don't
press
exist.
F to pay respect. We're all
We
So
all
remember
don't
that
dead.
Y6B, two of them got scrapped in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, TBA gets a
They
point
survived
for
the longest.
who else has a trains
Yeah.
model. Kevon doesn't.
I do.
You have a trains
you?
model?
It's some horrible old model, but I do.
No, because I could pull up the fake K&L model if we want to
It's
go
not
there.
the fake.
Nah.
It's not the fake K&L one.
Fake K&L does not count. Also, I don't think there's
It
a
is
D&H
not the
Challenger
fake
model, but there
K&L.
might be. I've never looked into it, but I'll say
Might
I don't
be.
have one.
I don't think there is
I-
one for the C8.
I think there's one.
Otherwise, I probably would use it everywhere.
Also, Kevon has a
Yeah.
water scoop. I'm not sure if we mentioned that.
I
Yep.
mentioned that.
We did.
Okay, that was the first thing then. Oh, that's right.
Does
The other
anyone
thing.
have an all-weather cab?
I do.
I do.
Do you really both have all weather cabs? Oh yeah, you do. Yep. All right. Well, give yourselves each 1 point. Kevon, I'm going to give you a point for your mechanized anti-slip mechanisms
Oh,
because
yeah.
I can't let you forget those. And one other thing that I don't think any of us have, which is cab signals.
Yep. I don't have those.
Yeah,
Cab
it's
signals.
going to have them.
Wiebold, question: how many freaking air compressors do you have?
I have 4.
Jesus Christ! Give yourself a point.
I can release all of the brakes.
Hey, you have what?
There's
I have
4 air compressors.
Why?
Because you need to be able to release all of the brakes.
Mm-hmm.
You take a 20-pound set on a 100-car train coming down grade, you need to release it all and take the setting in quickly.
Yeah.
You need a lot of air pressure.
And a lot of air reservoir space, which I
Which-
think you might have the most of.
I was going to say, that's what I was leading into. I believe I also have the most reservoir space.
All right.
My engine was best steam engine to operate on the SP&S.
Okay, we'll give you that.
I'll give you that. Additionally, on the, I have the largest capacity. I believe I'm the only one with an Alesco feed water heater.
Yes, you have.
Let me check real fast.
Well, you have a hat, and nobody else does.
Yeah. Well, no. They've all got internal. I believe everybody has internal feed water heating. They have a Worthington
Yeah, no,
system,
that's-
but
That's what I'm saying.
Alesco's are higher capacity.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone else has a
Okay.
like a Worthington or whatever inside the smoke box, but you're the only one with an Alesco
Yes.
because you're the only one with a hat.
Also, I'm the only one with overfire jets.
I don't know what the hell those are, but give yourself a point.
They're the little cans sticking out from the side of the firebox. It's basically you can put steam to it and it forces drafting. It helps reduce smoke in station.
Oh, okay.
which I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised the Q2 didn't have those. They were kind of a common thing, but the Bell pair might have negated the need for that.
Maybe.
I feel like that's something the SP and S engine would have, or would have had, but
It's not.
Hmm.
You can. Luckily for the case of the overfires, you can see them because they're big things that shut out the side of the firebox.
All right, who?
Posted, they're the
Let's
big.
see. Oh, I have. Oh wait, what was I gonna just say?
I don't know.
I hit 8,000 horsepower while testing.
Oh yeah, you have the
static
highest,
testing.
steam locomotive horsepower ever tested. So that's something that's cool. I know I'm not going to win. I'm just trying to figure out stuff for the Q2 at this point.
I was the most successful duplex ever created.
Yeah, but duplex.
But
Is Kevon the
duplex.
only person that has a doghouse?
Yes.
Yep.
Kevon.
Yep.
Oh no, TBA should. TBA does.
TBA does.
All right, both TBA and Kevon get points for a doghouse. Bork, bork.
Bork.
Also, speaking of drafting, Kevon, you have the double chimney.
I do.
You do.
I have a pneumatic smoke deflector.
A pneumatic smoke deflector?
Yep.
What is that? I'm about to say, what does
I
that
had
do? And
that
you're going to
too.
say it deflects smoke. Never mind.
It does. It's a little. You know the crest that a cockatoo has when it gets excited? It kind of sticks up. Picture that. Picture that on a steam
All
engine.
right.
It's this little. Yeah.
Okay, I've pictured it. Now what?
How many of you have commercially available, like, models?
I do.
Not
I
just
do.
brass,
I do.
but plastic
I'm
and
pretty
metal.
sure TBA does as well. I'm probably the only person
TBA
that
gets a
doesn't.
point.
I do not, if we're not counting brass.
I do.
do.
I think
was
that
made
one's a
in-
little bit. Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
scale-
usually when it's like, is there a model of it? It's not like, did this one person make a model of it?
Well, no, but
you know,
the brass models of the 105s were mass produced. They're just no longer available. There's a ton of them out there.
Hmm.
Let Wiebold have a point for that.
Okay.
Yay.
I don't know anything
Well,
about.
who
I don't know
doesn't
if the
have a
L105 is a
model?
brass model. So. Or not the
I
L105.
think we
the-
all
the,
have.
the D&H Challenger.
I mean, pretty sure we all have brass models.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean mass-produced models.
Yep.
Is what I should say. I think there might. I may have seen a D&H Challenger model out there, but I just don't recall.
Bobby Boy.
I need to look at Weibel's logo.
Yeah,
Let's find.
Oh, you don't trust me? Come on.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't do.
They're
too
made.
much
They're
with
made
it.
by Key Imports. There's, I think, two
Oh,
for
you know
sale.
what?
At
You know
Caboose
what?
For
Negate
$1,200
that.
a piece.
Negate that point because
Why?
I have a mass-produced model as well. It's old, but
Okay.
it is
Okay.
a precision scale models company,
Okay.
D&H Hudson.
Oh, they count.
Although
they
it
count.
is really,
Huh.
it's really like they took a normal, whatever the cast was for the UP Challenger models and just
Wait a
inset the
second.
headlight.
Who was it that called the all-weather cab stat?
I called it. I didn't have one. I just called it just because I knew people
Oh,
had
okay.
it.
I was gonna say I didn't think you had
No,
one.
you don't have one.
No, I don't have one. I was trying to give
Yes. Yes.
like somebody else points.
Yeah,
Okay,
just don't.
cool.
And don't you forget it. You've got an all-weather cab, and don't you forget it.
I just wasn't sure. I thought I was remembering it incorrectly.
Okay, what else can we look at here? I mean, it gets pretty light on the style
have
points.
safety stripes.
When were y'all
Yeah,
out of
it's true, you
service?
do have
Is
safety
that a
stripes.
style point?
You can have a
Or is
point
that
for
a stat
safety
point?
stripes.
Thank you. I'm the safest.
Did you give yourself and then remove that point for model?
Yes.
Okay.
I removed the model point. I will send one Milky's way for the cast streamlined pilot, and I think Kevon gets that as well.
I was about to say I have a
yeah.
cast streamline pilot, but I don't. I actually have
You
I have like a cover for the
Yeah.
things.
I'll take that. I didn't even consider that really.
That's the one thing that stands out with the Z8s and the 105s. They look very similar, except the lack of sandbox, the tender, and the streamlined pilot.
Hey, is
Yeah.
it just me or does? Never mind.
What?
Well,
When was the last run of y'all? Or is that a stat point.
No, that's not something that's in the statistics, so we can do that. Let me look
take
real
the
quick
L
to make
now.
sure, because I think it's... Oh, never mind. I thought it was later, but it really was not.
When was yours?
53 was when the last one was scrapped.
Mine was 56.
Mine was 51.
Oof.
Wiebold win in 56. Or do you not?
Oh gosh, let me look it up.
When
I just know
were the
I know
Y6Bs
56
scrapped?
off the top of my head.
The Y6Bs for 1960.
1960 even?
Okay.
Okay.
They ran fairly late.
Yeah.
Rosters.
Yeah, the last one ran in April
Oh.
1960.
TBA has a booster, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah, I believe TBA has a booster.
Okay, sorry. Parental unit decided it was time for round 2.
Okay.
Round 2.
My last one, Milky, was actually the first of the class. It was cut up in March of 56.
Okay, my last to operate was June 1956.
Well,
I think we were scrapped the year after.
TBA gets the point for surviving the longest.
Yeah, I
That's for sure.
Yeah.
TBA
TBA has a
until the
booster.
70s.
I also
But-
have a booster.
Do you?
Yeah, I just looked up
Oh, yeah.
on SteamLocomotive.com. I have a booster.
I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised if I had one, but I don't think I have one.
Are we getting him a point for a Belpair Firebox?
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Eh,
just very blunt. no.
Okay. Point for standardization of parts. How about that?
no.
No, because
Yes.
the
All of
the
Pinsy's parts
duplexes
were the same.
No.
Nah, the duplexes weren't really good for that. Because
No. You can't figure out what the length of your main rod is.
Fight.
At least my front valve gear matches my rear valve gear, and that goes for everybody else here.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Take your lumps.
Take your lumps. Shut up, take your lumps.
Okay, well, is there anything else that we can come up with here?
I need
What?
more points. I need
Wiebold's gonna
2
win
more
by
points.
like 2 points.
I need to at least tie with Wiebold.
Do you though?
Yes.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yes, it is.
If we had
Wiebold-
more stats, we could probably do it. But this isn't one of those. This is not a one-on-one.
Oh,
Hey, wait a
let
minute,
me
Wiebold. Did you
make
have?
sure.
I would hope so because
Wiebold.
you're such a giant freaking engine. But did you have power reverse?
Yes.
Okay, you better have power reverse.
Yes. We had power. We also had a stoker.
Oh, you did. Oh, did you know?
I have a
That's
style
good.
point.
What?
One of the no, it's not a stop point. I made note earlier of the fact that very few rear grand engines did. These were ones that
Yeah.
did actually.
Well, I
have
mean,
stokers.
if you had one, or if you had one or didn't have one, it would be different.
I'm in the graph over here in atomizer.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not a style
Okay,
point
so-
either.
Since I can hide away my coupler, my front coupler.
We've decided that it's not debatable.
Yeah, who
but
can?
could be.
Are you the
Yeah.
only one that can tuck your coupler away?
I think
I can't.
You can't.
I cannot.
You cannot.
can
Yes,
TBA.
you can.
Can he?
Wait,
Yes.
Can I tuck it
I'm
up?
looking at a picture of it with the coupler folded up.
Oh, really?
Uh,
No,
TBA can't.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, it might just be Milky and
TBA can't.
it might just be Milky and
Kevon and Milky are
Kevon.
the only two.
Okay, so give yourself
Okay.
points for that.
I just need one more point
Just so you ended a tie.
to tie with Wiebold. Yes,
You're gonna get there, and he's gonna whip out like 5 more style points.
yeah.
that's fine.
He's gonna go
I'll just know
Kali
that I
Ma,
came back.
and it's gonna be the end. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen
I
right
don't think
now.
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Kevon, if you would like, I will let you lose by
Is
one.
there? Wait, Wiebold, do you have a head and throttle?
I do.
So does he.
Does anyone have company?
Everybody has a head and throttle.
Yeah, who's Piper Train on
Yeah.
Steam?
I am.
I wouldn't be. I can't confirm that I was, but
I don't know if I was.
I'm not sure about me.
I'd assume you were.
I would assume since it was Pinsy, but
You never know with these.
Again, Kevon, I will let you
Well,
win
you-
by. I would let you lose by
I
one.
will let you. He said I will let you win by a point. Okay.
No. I will let you lose by.
Why? Well,
one
you
if
gotta stop.
Oh.
You gotta stop with the leniency. If he pushes it any further, you gotta kill him.
Okay.
I mean, can I get one more point? Why? And then you just get another
All right,
point.
it's time for you to get one more point. Why?
I have a high-mounted headlight.
That does do better
No.
for lighting. I believe we actually
Yeah.
did that as a point before.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I have an air ringer that doesn't depend on the bell actually swinging.
I don't think I'm
Why?
fairly certain Kavan's does not
Neither
swing
do
either
I.
because it's tucked under the pilot.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
tucked underneath the headlight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. As well, for some ungodly reason, I've got 2 snifters per cylinder, making 8 total on the locomotive.
So Wiebold, you're up to what, 12 points? And
I think the
11.
Yes, I suppose so.
think
No, you.
Oh, I'm at 11.
You're.
no, you're at 10, Kavan.
No, you're at 10.
Yep.
hey,
Wait,
I think
we'll
the
get,
Y6B's bell doesn't swing either because
Okay, give yourself a point for that.
Okay.
Or if I'll do it for you. There you go. We're already on here. All right, we need to wrap this thing up. So I'm gonna call
fine with
here.
that.
I'm gonna make the.
I have a streamlined casing. Oh, well, it's okay. Whatever. We can go. Wiebold wins.
That is
I'll let it
true.
win.
That is true. He's the only one with a streamlined casing.
I was the only one that had multiple colors all over. I was painted orange on the stripes at one point. I had a green boiler at one point. I was flaming.
I was designed by Raymond Loewy. The streamlining.
Congratulations.
All right.
Oh, one more, and this is. I learned this one, and this is a favorite. I only get to play it with the 105s. Personal favorite of Mr. Robert Le Messina.
You know what? I'm gonna give a point for that. I'm gonna have to give a point for that because this is Locomotive Versus. All right, I'll wrap it up there. Nobody touched the points. I'll have to put them in the thing later. But we got to move on to news because we are in the thick of it. These things do take a while. Anyway, you know what else takes a while? Making a good deal. Even if you have the best deals in the history of deals, sometimes your deals.
There's an art to it.
Yeah, but sometimes your deal goes through. Just like this week, the CSX deal on the Panhandle line did not go through. I don't know what exactly fell apart there, but it will not be transferred between owners. It just didn't work out for them, I guess. So, anyone else got deals? Then they want to bounce off of that.
I have a lack of a deal.
Uh-oh.
The Denver Post and Union Pacific could not reach a deal to prolong the existence of the Cheyenne Frontier Days excursion train.
Oh.
Still not quite sure what the cause of this one is. The reason listed in, I believe, the Trains Magazine article is that UP wants to do other stuff with their equipment. I don't think that's accurate.
I've also heard that's the Post not being able to fund it.
Which has been the rumbling over the past several years, is that eventually the Post isn't going to have the money to pay for the train itself, and then more importantly, foot the bill for the insurance.
Yeah.
So not sure on the cause of that yet. It is a bummer. It was the last annually running excursion train in the United States, like mainline excursion, that is. Real bummer. It's been an icon and a staple out here, so hopefully we'll see some substituted service with the big boy coming down south. Otherwise, they don't really have much reason to do so.
That would certainly be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Anyone want to bounce off of that? Just keep it.
You know what else
Try to keep
fun?
it rolling here.
Yeah, it's
2019 is a year for a couple transit projects to start up. Several commuter heavy rail projects are scheduled to open or begin construction. And Trains Magazine talks about at least 10 of them that are expected to open this year alone. And another 28 that are currently planned or under construction.
You want to rattle off the states of the ones that are going to be opening, or the locations?
The locations, Tech Rail, our old friends. The Lone State the Lone Star State will also see construction of Dark's Cotton Belt corridor.
Oh yeah, I meant to talk about that.
RTD is also doing a new line from Union Station to Wiebold, wherever that is. The tree line is what we call that. LA Metro's purple line is creeping westward. And the third section, which will take 2.56 miles to westward, is due to start construction this year. The Inland Empire Main Line is being constructed. Starting construction this year with a targeted completion of 2021. And SMART, one of my favorite transit networks,
Sprint.
is opening up the Great Spur Extension, or Art Spur Extension later this year. Construction began 2 years ago and includes 3 bridges, a rehabilitated tunnel, and the new station at Art Spur. And BART is also making good progress on their line that was supposed to open in 2017. Their extension to it's an extension of the Silicon Valley line, but it got played by delays, and it's going to be it's in the going to service this year, which is good. CTA is also doing a massive construction on its red line, which is a 5-mile extension with 4 new stations, except to begin this year. MTA is beginning work on the East Side Access project that would bring Long Island trains into Grand Terminal by 2022. That will cost $11 billion, which makes it the MTA's largest capital project.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it costs to make it
Can we put aside
easy.
another? Can we put aside another 2 to rebuild Penn?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Actually, now that you bring that up, sorry to put the kibosh on this, Milky.
Oh damn! I had a segue I wanted to do.
I know there were a couple. Not only TexRail, which I'm sure Kevon would love to talk about. Not only the RTD thing, which I'm sure you would love to talk about. But you bring up the New York City thing, and they're putting money into a fancy new lounge, particularly for Acela customers, in specific. And this is part of the new construction at Penn Station, and the Moynihan Train Hall. And there's a look inside the new space, which will have a bar and cafe and all sorts of stuff, updated seating with USB ports and outlets and all those sorts of things that you want to have when you're sitting waiting for a train. The other nice thing is there's going to be plenty of natural light in there, which is something that Penn Station right now severely lacks. And free Wi-Fi. Because who doesn't want free Wi-Fi?
Looking at the concept art of inside the lounge, it looks wonderful. I have to ask though, what is the concept art of the building itself? The Moynihan Train Hall?
Yeah.
Moynihan?
That is
What is that?
That is the Farley Post Office building that was built in conjunction with Penn Station way back in the day to match its style, and still exists. It was a huge postal distribution center, but the post office doesn't really need such huge facilities anymore. And so they're converting it into a train hall because it sort of sits over part of Penn Station, so they can use that.
Interesting. So where in this concept art then, where is like Madison Square, and where would the station proper be?
I believe in the image, if you're where it's looking at the front of the building, Madison Square Garden is sort of off to the immediate. Oh no, you can see Madison Square Garden in the background. It's that building.
Oh,
with the panels.
okay. Yeah. It's kind of hard to make out with the building immediately behind it.
Yeah, and that's One Penn Plaza. That's actually where WSP's office in New York City is.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I got to go up in that building for the event.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hey.
Anyway,
So the tracks that came out of Penn went under the post office?
yeah, it's something like that. Or part of the station is situated under there. The station, to a lesser extent than Grand Central, because the above-ground footprint is a lot bigger than Grand Central, it's bigger underground. There's a lot going on underground there.
Okay, cool.
But if we want to talk about places I've been very briefly, we had an incident up in Albany where a couple of barges and a party boat and a barge with a restaurant on it got taken away by ice flows and then lodged themselves, or at least one of them did, lodged themselves against the bridge, the Livingston Avenue Bridge, which is in the video that I took of the swing bridge, livingston.avi. And the boat which has suffered the damage from being wedged onto the bridge is the boat from that video, which is kind of unfortunate. And I'm not sure if it's been freed since, but I know that Amtrak really didn't pay any mind to it, because there's video of Amtrak trains going over the bridge with the boat wedged underneath it. So, Amtrak does not care about their runaway boats. But at least...
0 F's given.
Yeah, at least
Aren't they
do...
trying to improve their image?
Yeah, they're trying to improve their image a little bit, because at least they brought hot food back to the Capital Limited and Lakeshore Limited as of the past couple of weeks. One Redditor had said that they actually got on there and they were able to have the food. Not great. But hot food is better than not hot food. So
it is. What do you expect when you put one of these airline pukes in charge?
There's actually an op-ed about that exact thing. They've what was the actual headline of it? I think it was actually pretty great. It was like Amtrak has.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've talked about this at length actually with my dad of all people, just because he's worked in the airline industry for going on 30 years now. It's hilarious how much the two are similar and how they rhyme and echo.
Mm-hmm.
The airlines, for those that don't know, about 10 years ago went through, I suppose, a period you could call as like the 1960s with railroads.
Yep.
And are currently going through like the 1980s with railroads, and then the railroads got the reverse actually when they got Anderson or whatever his name is, and immediately plunged back into this airline model of let's squeeze everybody we can in, let's cut costs wherever we can. It's in kind of an odd place right now. It's a strange thing to talk about, and maybe we can bring it up again when we have a little bit more time.
Yeah. It would certainly be nice to see to see it bounce back a little bit, which this is nice. It sort of indicates that people are taking a little bit of feedback. Although while we're on the Amtrak thing, I know we've gotten a little bit far from your segues. The other thing that other things that we wanted to talk about. Also, for the record,
real quick, I've got one more thing on Anderson. This is a quick one.
Okay.
I have a coworker and a friend at the museum that was at the RPCA conference this past weekend or past 2 weekends, Rail Passenger Association of America or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Public opinion of Anderson is not favorable.
Why am I not surprised?
There were apparently a couple of Amtrak reps at this event. It would not have been fun to beat them.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to give the final scores for Locomotive Royale. Let me do that very quickly. In first, surprising nobody, is Wiebold in the L105 with 79 points. In second, just behind him, is Kivan in the PRR-Q2 with 77 points. Trailing them is TBA in the Y6B, who actually climbed his way up to third with 63 points, and then and then myself in the DNH Challenger with 60 points even, and then Milky with 57 points in last, unfortunately. So the competition there between the L105 and the Z8 was not as stiff as one might expect, but the competition between the Q2 and the L105 could have gone either way if the L105 was being run by anybody other than you. And
TBA bounced back a lot.
Yeah, TBA bounced all the way up to third off of those style points. So, they're good engines. They're good engines for a reason. Anyway, so I was talking about Amtrak very briefly. So I have a bone to pick with somebody.
Uh-oh.
And that somebody is Graham. Because Graham is a hypocrite.
What did Graham do?
We have a couple of things here, and I actually didn't even...
What's your next conclusion, that the sky is blue?
Yes, actually. Although currently it's nighttime, so the sky is black, you never know. Also, that engine has OWO on the side of it. I'm looking at a Gary's Mod stream. Yeah. So, last episode, we talked about... or was it the episode before? We talked about the New Mexico Rail Runner is really having some issues. In fact, we had an article on that this week as well.
Yep, I have that.
Oh, you have that.
With a not so clickbait title from Trains Magazine.
Yep.
Unlike some people.
Like some,
Graham, I'm looking at you. You can't see it, but I'm pointing your general direction wherever you are.
He's pointing
Even
at
if
New
you're in your
Mexico.
car, I'm pointing at you.
You're in my
so
garage.
this is the thing. We belittle people on the podcast so that they have to come on and defend themselves. Anyway, no, Graham is a hypocrite, and I'm not saying that because I can. I'm saying that because I have a good reason to. So we talked about the New Mexico Rail Runner, and we actually talked about this with Graham as well. And he was saying that it's that the Rail Runner is not successful, and it should just be shut down. His what was it? His clickbaity thing was the Democrats refused to accept the fact that the Rail Runner has failed, or something like that. And also, upon reading the article, there's a prominent Democrat that says, "We realize that it's having problems. We think we should do these solutions." And I said, that doesn't sound like they're not accepting it's failed. And he's like, "Yeah, but they won't shut it down." And I said, "Yeah, because you don't do that." And now we're looking at some Southwest Chief things, particularly a study about the impact of the Southwest Chief, and he posts, what do you know, bisecting the Chief service will have bad economic impacts on the, on the surrounding area. Two sides
wouldn't have that.
They are two sides of the exact same coin. What do you know?
Yeah.
Cutting accessible transportation has poor economic impacts. And supporting that transportation helps the community.
Yeah.
What do you know, Graham?
Who'da thunk it?
Yeah.
Who'da thunk it?
So,
Unfortunately, on the note of bisecting things...
uh-oh.
Yeah, bad. This morning I woke up and we had extreme snow going on all over the state. Apparently, I don't know if it factored into this or not. A lot of people have said that it might. Other eyewitnesses are saying not. Anyway, RTD this morning on their light rail service had an accident. One of their cars derailed on the corner at Exposition, which, for those of you who have never ridden the light rail before, rode upon the light rail before. Jeez, words are hard apparently.
They are.
It's where it pulls a PCC-esque move and does a 90-degree corner in an intersection.
Yep.
Apparently this morning the train was going way too fast. Hit the corner. A woman flew out of her seat, through the doors, and unfortunately landed a leg underneath the car as it took her foot off.
Ooh! I had heard that she was sent flying. I didn't know she lost her leg. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, no, she did not lose her leg. She lost her foot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the important part
the
of the
leg
leg.
is still there. The foot is not. I hate to make happy of a light or of a horrible situation. At least it was already on ice. Yeah. To my knowledge, this is the first accident of this nature that's happened on RTD and light rail. Certainly in this part. It sounds like eyewitnesses are saying that they were going way too frickin' fast. Yeah. But RTD is not releasing an official cause yet.
That's good.
That's how you get sued.
Yeah.
First of all,
yes.
Yes.
I'm actually kind of surprised at that too. There aren't more light rail and road vehicle accidents. Like,
there are plenty of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, there aren't really, though. They don't go that fast.
That's also true.
They have relatively good brakes, too.
Oh, yeah. Crap. Yeah, those things are magic. I don't know how they accelerate, brake so fast, and also the hills that they climb. They're not on the road. Yes, they're magic. They have They have portions of the light rail line, specifically going down to Lincoln Station, where it's grade separated. That thing can climb a grade so freaking steep. I don't know how it does it.
Yep.
Also, I've just realized, I know why this intersection looks so familiar. It's because the German restaurant where we like to go and eat as a crew is like a block away.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly where this is now.
Well,
that's awesome.
That's kind of funny.
Just a crying shame. Hopefully not too much bad comes out of this. I don't know.
Well, if we want to talk more about people getting injured around trains, Brightline is celebrating its birthday. Its first birthday.
Great.
Congratulations. On January 13th.
It is a present. A knife?
Yeah. No, some window
Got a pair
cleaner.
of scissors. It
No,
got a
it's
pair
a
of
Mad
scissors
Max
strapped to the front of the
locomotive.
engine.
Hey, don't run with scissors. Anyway, it was its first birthday on January 13th, and that is after nearly 600,000 guests traveled, which is, as you might note, less than the New Mexico Rail Runner.
Yeah, but the
Still
real
fewer.
question is,
No, I
the
know.
real question is, how many people did they hit?
Well, that's what I'm getting to, right? So in just
600,000 minus what, 11?
in just 365 days, Brightline has carried enough passengers to fill up 9 Super Bowl stadiums, traveled as many miles as 195 cross-country trips between LA and Miami, departed more than 8,000 trains, hosted over 1,500 pets, had almost 17,000 children on board, not including their Polar Express trips, and distributed
Wow.
almost 16...
An equivalent of a Little League basketball team.
distributed 16,000 pins, shared more than 150,000 pieces of safety literature, as they say, and they say, reduced greenhouse emissions and saved countless hours of precious time by transporting guests reliably and conveniently. But they don't mention that they've also hit and killed about 13 people in that span of time. But that's the most important stat, isn't that right? Stay off the tracks, folks.
Stay off the tracks. Look, listen, live, whatever
Yep.
Operation Lifesavers thing is nowadays. What is it now?
Whatever they're
actually?
spouting these days.
Well, no, it's
No.
just they always have a different slogan. What is it nowadays? We probably
I have
should
no
know
idea.
this.
I
Don't
know.
go on the goddamn tracks, you idiots.
All I know
There it
is
is.
that ridership is down on the New Mexico Rail.
Oh, hang on, I've got the CSX sticker.
Oh no, what is that?
This. If you're thinking about beating a train, beat yourself instead. CSX.
Oh my god.
An official sticker from CSX, by the way.
Porque no las dos.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Um,
But anyways, it's a fall of 37% from the system's peak of 1 million riders in the physical 2010.
Yeah, we covered this pretty well last time. I think I'm not even sure if it's a different article, but
I think it is.
yeah, it's
But or whether it didn't get mentioned.
Yeah.
Probably.
it's but if you want to read about that, because I mentioned that last time. If you want to understand what the situation is, or I mentioned that a few minutes ago, if you want to understand what the situation really is,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and read that article. It'd be it's enlightening. And there's also the Southwest Chief article in there which talks about the study. I'm not sure what the conclusions were, but based on things like just the impact that something is, I call it small, but they're not as popular as some of the other attractions, but Steamtown is. They have a huge impact on the surrounding communities because they bring people there and they just sort of enable people to get places even more so than some place like Steamtown where you don't really go anywhere. It's just a museum.
and if you ride mass transit, if you live near mass transit, if you've seen mass transit on television or anything like that, or you have a Florida license plate, check out https://oli.org. That is Operation Lifesavers website. Remember to hashtag Stop Track Tragedies is the newest campaign
Awesome.
that'll be touring this year.
Well, you know what? I actually have a thing about dangerous railroad crossings. I have no idea what it is, but it's something from Houston. So, Kevon, this is your fault.
Oh no.
Dangers at railroad crossings seen on ground or in train cab. It is the danger. Channel 2 investigates saw firsthand earlier this month vehicles getting jammed up at railroad crossings in Missouri City. His back wheels are sitting on the second set of tracks. Okay, so this is something that I actually witnessed at the Big E while we were waiting in line to get into the event. The line, which is on the main road leading into the building, leading into the toll booths for the pay parking, which is
Right.
only $5. Pretty reasonable. It actually crosses a line because it's right next to the Springfield CSX yard. That line is active. It doesn't see a whole lot of traffic, but it's active. It doesn't have any lights or gates or anything, but it is active, and it crosses the 4-lane main road right there by the turnoff, which leads you into the event grounds. There were people not noticing or not caring and just sitting across that crossing while waiting to get into the event. There was a train
Wow.
that came by. Before the event started, there was a CSX, I guess you'd call it a local, it was 3 engines and 1 covered hopper, that came by.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. to switch out whatever is on the other side of that area. So,
Apparently,
Ouch.
it's an industry that accepts one covered hopper at a time.
yep,
And it's full of lead.
it's full of that. Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. We were, making jokes on it, and I was like, well, I figured this would happen. Well, we're already switching with these 3 engines. You want to go cut off those 2 just to move this car? No.
Yeah. No.
But,
Yeah.
sometimes you have a lot of engines. Just like the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, which actually finished fundraising for 5 engine restorations. That's
Wow.
their M1B,
Wow.
their K4, their L1, their H10, and their B6. That's 5 standard locomotives that are going to be set alongside their E6 that they finished doing, the Lindbergh engine, and put in the roundhouse, which the roundhouse is not
Good.
built yet, but they plan to break ground on that this year.
Good. It'll be nice to have a. That's the word I'm looking for. A full, it's not full, but an extensive collection of Pennsy
Yeah.
locomotives in good shape.
Yeah, because right now they all sit
For the
outside.
impact that they had on railroading, they're very underrepresented in preservation.
I mean, look at New
well,
York
in
Central.
running preservation, at least. Yeah, also the New York Central. New
Okay,
Haven
yeah.
would like a word.
Well,
New
tell me
Haven
about
doesn't
it.
have
I've got
anything.
one standard gauge steamer left.
Yeah,
One.
that's true. At least you got lots of.
I
At
have-
least you have
Ignore
lots
the
of narrow
narrow
gauge.
stuff. Ignore that.
Yeah,
Ignore that.
doesn't exist.
Shush.
Also, if you do go by the Pennsylvania or the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, you might be lucky enough to see the flipboard from 30th Street Station before it heads back to 30th Street Station, because apparently they miss it too much already.
What? That's cool.
It's not going to be used, but it will be on display.
Wow.
They just need to figure out where now. There are images of it being taken down, which that was a hell of a thing to see when it was up and running. I remember the flipboard that we had in Providence, and they want to take it back. They want to put it there so it's on display so you can see this piece of history that was at 30th Street for God knows how many years. But in the meantime, it's going to be there at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, along with many other pieces of Pennsylvania memorabilia and many, many engines.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pennsylvania engines,
Uh-oh.
K&L came out with a fictional PRR FG1, which is based off of the NWA class.
It's such a
Yeah,
weird...
I saw this. I saw the promo and I was like, why does that engine look so familiar?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's why.
And then it hit me. I said, that's an A class.
Yep. It is an
Looks
A-class,
nice,
but it's Pensified.
now that I look at it.
It had a 50-50 chance of persisting.
Yep. Flip that coin, and you could have
Yeah.
had this thing in real life. I think this is the first fictional engine that K&L has made.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too.
And of
He
course...
did it because he doesn't want to do the Q2.
Yeah, well,
We
of
all
course
know
they released it, and I was like,
Wait. Does the Polar Express count as a fictional engine?
it's based
Yes,
off of
but I mean, it's
1225,
based off
though.
of the...
That's
He
true. Though.
already
That's
has
that's fair.
It's a fictional paint scheme more than anything.
Well, it does
Well,
have a
no,
few
no,
modifications.
It
does
has a lot
it?
of modifications.
The headlight.
So I guess that's fair. I
thing.
guess it is the it's the first piece of payware then, because
Yeah.
Okay,
because
that's
the Polar
fair.
Express is freeware. Anyway,
Proto-last.
it's exactly. I mean, it's pretty close. Oh, you know what? I meant to grab this because I want to talk about these guys. But is any what else are we talking about
But
here?
you know what else is on prototype? The Hello Kitty Japan
Yes.
train.
Oh no.
I
Yeah.
already got my ticket split for it.
Yep.
Yeah. All aboard, motherfuckers.
Come on.
No. But it's a nice Hello Kitty wrap, and I think a while back we talked about the interior.
Mhm.
I think that was for Wisconsin. I think this is, it's different.
This is for like a little MU thing.
Yeah. But it still looks adorable as hell.
It's kawaii.
Yeah, it's gray. Oh, wait, we do have the inside.
Do we?
Yeah, they have some decals on the inside, but it's not like the bullet train was.
Well, the
where it
bullet
was
train was decked
totally
out.
decked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still a very, very cool train.
Yeah. This is their version of a heritage unit.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of heritage units that don't
Uh-oh.
compute,
that don't compute.
Lionel came out with their new Lionel catalog for the year.
Yep.
I saw these.
They
I saw
created-
these. I saw these at the show.
Oh no!
Oh,
How
no.
bad
They're
are they?
so bad.
Not these
Oh.
specifically, but I saw the other one. I saw the Hot Wheels one, and I saw something even better.
Oh no.
They have a Mystery Incorporated set.
Oh yeah, I saw
that
that.
one's,
yeah,
that
I
one's in
saw
the
that.
catalog. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's so good. It's
The
So-
funny thing is, the 844 unit actually looks
it,
really
look,
good.
it does look really good. I'm going to be honest. It looks really good. You can look through the catalog and see these guys. I would love to see one in the 844 scheme.
Yes. Just not the Jupiter or the 190.
No.
That's,
God, that looks
that's
so
how
bad.
84.
Good lord, is that ugly?
Who designed these?
I
The
really like
Jupiter one
the-
physically hurts to look at.
The Greyhound one is
look
really
like-
Greyhound
cool.
looks
Yeah.
fine.
They look
Is
like
that-
something you'd see on the DLS. God.
They do.
Construction Railroad is ready to roll.
Twist that throttle, buddy.
But
We got work to do.
anyway, yeah,
No.
so
Dude, I even said that, like, the Jupiter and the other one
Yeah.
looked like cringy Garius mod models.
yeah,
Yeah.
either that
Also,
or
they-
yeah.
let me see if I can find it. There is.
They have Bluetooth control though, so that's something.
Yeah, these engines
Twist that throttle.
some of these
buddy.
things they cost like $1,700 for an engine. You know, it's insane. But the Mystery Incorporated set is the funniest thing. You've got the F unit that's painted up like the Mystery Machine. You have a Scooby Snacks boxcar. You have a gondola that has a little, I wouldn't call it animated, but mechanized Scooby and Shaggy running away from a zombie, and they move around the gondola as you go forward.
Yep. Yep.
And then a caboose that's Mystery Incorporated and has all of them on it. It's so great.
I need to
Have
have
they
a
changed
Scooby
it all? I
snack.
believe there was a version of the Scooby-Doo train back in the day that it was actually called the Clue Caboose.
No, it was just Mystery Incorporated, I think.
Oh, dang.
Clue Caboose is
There
pretty
it
good.
is. Also, Dave, how do you mess up a Jeep? How do you mess up a paint
Oh yeah,
scheme
they messed up
of
a
UP Jeep? It makes
Yeah.
38 real bad.
Yeah, the paint
like, if
scheme
you're gonna charge $500 for a set, at least make the paint right.
Would you do
We
it for
kinda
some
went over-
Scooby Snacks?
I wouldn't.
Oh my god.
Toy trains, man. They're toy trains.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Oh well.
the UP, the
Yeah,
Graham
that doesn't make them bad, but they're toys. That's what they are.
No,
Anyway.
no, they,
If we're talking about heritage units, TBA.
Oh yeah, heritage units. I went and saw. First of all, I want to say I didn't really get to see them the way that I was looking forward to seeing them. Because a whole bunch of foamers decided it would be a great idea to roll up into the middle of the freight yard, Roseville Freight Yard, in their minivans, cameras, and all. They just were like trespassing in the rail yard. They drove through the front gate of the rail yard and all hopped out and went right over to where the heritage units. The heritage units, Union Pacific 4141 and 1943. So, not only did that spoil the display that they were going to put on.
Yeah, because they went and hid them in the back of the yard after that.
Oh, they weren't hidden.
Well,
They tried. They just put the. They just put. No, they just put them on the tracks like nearby the administration buildings, and so it was much harder for them to get to. But I went and saw them one morning at like 7 o'clock because I had nothing better to do. So I drove past and was like, "Oh, look, there they are." Then I came home.
yeah. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I feel like Union Pacific foamers are some of the most fanatical. I'm not saying
Yes.
that all UP foamers are the most fanatical people, but I'm saying that of fanatical foamers, at the top of the list are those who are on about UP.
Closely followed by 611.
Closely followed by 611, right, and 765. But
Yeah,
like,
I completely agree, though. I don't know of any other railroad that has almost this cult. I don't want to say cultish because it's a little extreme, but
okay, I'll say it.
cultish, but less
Cultish,
extreme
yeah.
following. they have this sort of cultish following. Not quite that extreme, but it's like It's strange. It's very, very strange.
And you know why? Because I talked about this on Under Construction. If you want to see me go on a UP sort of quasi-rant. It's because we're indoctrinated into it at a very young age. You know, you're shown the big boy, because that's the big boy, and the DDA-40X, and 844, oh my god, and all this other...
Well, and the Transcontinental Railroad,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
story that, linked east to west, and the mighty Union Pacific.
They're a great
Even though I
big
think
rolling
more
railroad.
often than not, the Central Pacific are portrayed as the good guys. Guys, quote-unquote good guys.
Yeah, but if they're
in the end,
portrayed,
they were the good
period,
guys.
you know?
But
Yeah,
There's the Union Pacific, and then there's those other guys.
I saw one of those. Actually, I won't do that. We're running short on time.
Alright.
I will say this though, going back to the Lionel thing, I think they owe you royalties, Ellis.
I'm sure they do.
This is Lionel's zombie survival train.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, you know what? I've seen this. Yep, they do owe me royalties. And I want one for free.
I want one.
Yep.
That's
What is the church quote? If we're paying for this, I want my money back. And if we're not paying for this, I want my money back anyway.
Yeah.
but you know what I want more than that? High-speed rail
Yes.
in the Pacific Northwest.
Do you, though?
Yeah, I really do. I would appreciate it, especially if they electrified it.
Yeah.
I would be all for it. But anyways, high-speed rail plan for Pacific Northwest. It's a step forward. AKA, they're starting to develop the registration for it, which is great. I like it. They budget that the project could deliver service at 250 miles per hour,
Wow.
which, wow.
Speed.
Yep.
It'd be great if they could do that.
Mhm.
But the current surveyed route is between Vancouver, Seattle, Spokane. It branches off there. In Seattle, anyway. Heads down to Portland, and then they take it down to Eugene.
I like
Like
how
Albany.
Eugene is the terminal there. I like how that's the
Yeah.
spot, because it's like Eugene isn't even that big, but it's like this is as far as we can go before we hit
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah. This is where high-speed rail stops becoming practical after
Yep.
Eugene.
Who shall
No, you might as well
not
just go down to California.
Well,
It's only like 20,
I
50
bet
feet.
you if they build this and then California High Speed Rail is done, at some point there's going to be this movement to close the gap.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Also, I like how it goes out to Spokane because screw the Empire Builder anyway, right?
Why not? Sorry, Empire Builder.
Yep. We're gonna take that market.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
literally just aren't they still using the Puget Sound route because the other routes?
Yeah.
Yep.
They anticipate being back on the route sometime this year.
That's nice.
I don't want to
but-
be on the.
You don't want to be on the first. You think it's cursed?
I'll be on the second train.
Yeah, I'll be. If there is one.
I'm not even going to go.
But,
Okay, speaking of
they-
commuter service,
Uh-oh.
TexRail finally has launched
Oh my
in the
god.
greater DFW area. And I have found this article that has called the TexRail launch disastrous.
Would you agree?
I would say no. The weekends, you can't even sit on the train. I don't know about the weekdays. I haven't really seen too much. But I think for people that want to go and do things, it's a really good experience. But this article says,
Better than
it starts
Grapevine.
off with, the TexRail finally launched. Politicians seem excited, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I came to a ticket kiosk, which looked like an artifact from the Soviet Union. And then he's like, it only asked me for money, but it was free anyway. Also,
What the fuck?
the inside and outside of the cars were stunning and state of the art. I'd hope so for $1 billion. Well, as state of the art as you can get, with a form of transportation that comes from before the Civil War.
Okay,
Wow.
so this person just hates trains. I get it.
Yeah.
He just hates
Yeah.
spending money. He just he wants this to fail, but it's not failed. They said they have already started and stated that they are going to expand TexRail down to something that is called Primrose, which is about 10 miles out, I believe, But I want to see how that works because the Fort Worth and Western people kind of don't want the line running there because they have to install PTC and all of this kind of stuff. So,
Well,
it's a mess.
who knows? But if we're talking about things of the future...
How about that breathing? That's just an antiquated idea.
Yeah, we don't
isn't
do
it?
that anymore.
Ugh,
Especially
horrid.
when we go into tunnels. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Thank you.
remember that podcast?
Oh, we remember. Anyway, so we have a lot of problems with things blowing up, All of our food keeps blowing up. Now, our oil, our tank cars, particularly, when they're, when they have crude oil and, whatever. And also pipelines and yada, yada, yada. There's really no perfect solution, right? Or is there? How about some space-age stuff where we turn all of our oil into pucks? Basically. Because,
Yes.
Canada, right?
Hockey pucks?
Well, no, they're not exactly hockey pucks, but of course they're calling them pucks because why not? It's Canada.
Oh, they're pucks.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just you turn the oil into this solid cube thing, which if there's a thing that screams fuel of the future, this is it. Just looking at it, it's like this is the kind of thing where you'd open up. The year is 2205. And you open up the fuel box, and there's just layers. Everything's pristine white, and there's layers of these perfectly black boxes.
I want to
in
see.
there. If you click on the link on my thing, it's called Bitumen Puck. It shows
Bitumen, isn't it?
Yeah, bitumen. Yeah.
Is it bitumen like bituminous coal,
I
or
think
bitumen like the tar type?
I'm pretty
thing?
sure it's bitumen.
What?
Okay.
It's just this weird little brick of.
It's like
a brick
a bar
of oil.
soap.
Also,
It's
it
like
floats.
a bar of. It's like a bar of soap.
Yeah, I
It
wouldn't wash
floats?
myself with that, but but the goal, they could transport this without pipelines or tank cars or even barrels or anything. You could transport this on pallets.
You could put it on pallets and put it in boxcars.
Yep.
Or you could pull.
And then we'd hear about pallet trains in North Dakota exploding.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there would just be massive fires.
Yep. Oh yeah, I wonder how this
Oy.
stuff burns. Hey, maybe you could use this in a steam locomotive.
Yeah.
Knows?
This could be the fuel of the future, ladies and gentlemen.
This is
It's such a
actually
bizarre
kind of
thing.
ingenious.
I'm wondering how. Like, that's what I'm wondering. I'm terrible at chemistry, but how do they do this? Explain this to me, please. Explain like I'm 5.
I wonder if it's like solid or if it's like jiggly like Jello or.
We need like non-Newtonian.
Can I buy
Non-Newtonian oil
one?
fluid.
Yeah,
Can I
you can
get
like
one?
throw a bucket in the firebox, and as it hits the grates, it bounces.
It's like
Dude, what
blubber.
if it's bouncy? What if it's like a bouncy ball?
Yes.
Boy,
It bounces back out. Catches fire, bounces back
It's
into
just
the
a
tender.
flaming ball of.
Right back into the tender.
You better close those doors quick.
Yep. you throw them in, close the doors, and you're thump 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 thump.
Boom.
Ding 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 ding.
Yep.
It's like the study when you dribble a basketball.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You think you could fire by just standing in the tender and kicking it then?
maybe if you were good enough.
Yeah,
Get
you
good.
recruit professional soccer goalies
Yep.
as firemen,
Well, not goalies, maybe.
or the Russian kick dancers.
There you go.
There you go. It's like, hey.
Ho, 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 ho. Anyway,
Yes.
what else? What else have we got? I've got a couple more things that I want
Earlier,
to
I
talk
was
about.
talking about high speed, and this week, to when this was written, which was January 14th. High speed rail came to America 50 years ago this week, or did it? I would say it did, but not how it was. Not how it was intended. But anyways, it's the 50th anniversary of the Terminus. which started service in 1969, January, in fact,
Nice.
of that year, on our favorite railroad, Penn Central.
Yep.
Uh,
No comment.
which is the reason why they added or did it, because initially the Metroliner started out as registration for high-speed rail between Washington and New York, I believe, was their original intention. And they did some testing starting in 1968, but problems with testing, or rather problems found with the Metroliners themselves during testing delayed that to 1969. The Metroliners were supposed to be rated for speed of 150 miles per hour throughout the whole corridor. They were not. They could only do up to 120 on the first test runs, but numerous problems set that back to 110 due to track and catenary conditions.
I mean, you never hear about maintenance issues under Penn Central, so I don't know why that was the case.
Or on the noise
Who
corridor.
just control aid?
Yeah.
I did. I was like, no, don't do that.
Ridiculous.
Who just
So,
controlled it?
Not much of a segue on this one, but I think it's maybe important's not the right word, but it is really, really cool, and it is kind of moving for
wanna watch
those
this.
people that relate to it. It was actually released by a third-party studio, promoted officially by the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic, on National Geographic's website as a short film called The Railroader. It's about 10 minutes long for those that haven't seen it. It is beautifully shot.
Awesome.
It's really,
awesome.
really, really good. I highly recommend it. It sort of follows John Bush, who is I believe right now he's the general manager of the Cumbres and Toltec.
I thought he was president, but...
Same difference. He's one of these guys that has worked in the industry forever and ever and ever, though, and is really well respected and widely renowned as somebody who really knows their stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I
would definitely recommend watching that. I think we have a link to it in one of these articles. One of them is a teaser trailer, but the full thing has been released as of, I believe, last weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think his son was the director on it.
Yes.
Nice. So, you know who I ran into, actually, at the Big E, of all places? The wrong side of the country?
Who's that?
Friends of the Cumbres and Toltec. They
They
get
a lot of recruitment up there.
They have a booth there. They have one every year. It's just a little weird.
Yeah.
That,
They're a ways from home.
and they tried to indoctrinate Madison into, they're like, we're the best railroad in the country. Look, it says it right here on our brochure.
Well,
And I was like, I'm sure nobody would argue with you about that. And they're like, no,
I went.
we've got this, and we've got this, and we've got, whatever. And they had, like, the map laid out in front of them, and they're like, they're looking at Madison going, you got to get him to take you there. Have him take you there.
I love the Friends. The Friends do great work, and the Friends are, by and large, great guys. The Friends are massive foamers, though.
Yeah. But, hey, it's okay.
Friends have such a... Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, it helps really spur them on, and again, they do great work. They crank out stuff at a rate that I wish we could match.
Yeah.
But they've all got a massive boner for their own railroad.
Clearly. But, hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were not the only people, as previously mentioned, they were not the only people that I talked to while I was out there at the Big E. Not the least of which being every single two-footer museum in Maine. And this came on the heels of a piece of news about the WWF and the Maine narrow gauge, starting with, the Maine narrow gauge is being thrown out of their building in Portland. I found that out not from the Maine narrow gauge, not from the WWF where their stuff is going, but from the Sandy River Adventure Lakes people, who seemed awfully concerned about the Maine narrow gauge. And so I said, well, that sounds bad. Let me go talk to them. And so I looked them up in my booklet, and I walked over to the other building where the Maine narrow gauge booth was, and I talked to them for like 30 minutes about what the situation was and what they were doing next. So the situation is, the museum is currently in a mill building, an old mill building, and the mill building's owner is trying to renovate the building. So unfortunately, he has to get everybody out, renovate the building, and then maybe people can come back in. Except by then the building will be too nice, so the main narrow gauge is not interested in coming back in and paying all that money. So, in lieu of doing that, what they're actually doing is moving a good chunk of their collection, 5 of the main pieces, that'd be locomotive number 8, which is a 244. It's actually the biggest and the last 2-foot gauge locomotive in the States. And, it was the latest built. The number 3 and the number 4, which are both 044 Forneys, the number 3 runs. The parlor car Rangeley, which is a Jackson and Sharp parlor car in 2-foot gauge. It's gorgeous, just so beautiful, and a caboose. So they're moving all 5 of those things to the WWF, where they will stay. They will not be owned by the WWF, but they will stay there, and they will be able to play with them as they would like to, including Rangeley, which makes me super excited. And you can actually...
I just wish they had 7.
I know. Well, Seven's going to stay in Portland because they extended the lease on the Portland tracks, which run along the waterfront, until the year 2040. Which is,
wow.
They were originally going to be there until, I think, 2025. They got an extra 15 years, not just because they want to stay, because things have gone slowly in gray due to the presence of wetlands. But
25.
Due to the fact that both the building owner wants them to stay because they're great for that area, and the city of Portland wants them to stay too, because they're a great little tourist attraction, basically, easily within sight of where the cruise ships park. So, they're going to be building a depot basically at the cruise ship pier, and then a car shop at the other end of the line by where the drawbridge is. And they're sort of going to go from there, and that's their plan, and they actually seem pretty, pretty excited about it. They seem pretty confident about what they were doing. It wasn't nearly as doom and gloom as the guys from Philips seemed to think it was, and I brought them back that news, and they seemed very happy. And then I turned immediately to my right and talked to the WWF guys about them acquiring that stuff, and they were very excited to have the opportunity to run the Rangeley, among other things. So, so that's their thing. But the big news with the WWF, and they announced this by loudspeaker in the middle of the convention, is that the Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington won one of a few grants that was given out. And that is a $10,000 grant from some society in Massachusetts. And they're going to be using it for their track. And they said,
congrats to them.
Yeah, so they're trying to finish their track down from where they are at top of the mountain down to, I believe the place is Head Tide, where they will then stop building, because they will then have to cross a road, which they're a little bit apprehensive about doing thus far. And they mentioned that, we're going to have that done as quickly as possible, but we might hold off a little bit before we start running trains down that way, because, we want to know that there's enough flat track at the bottom of the hill to actually stop. And one of the guys in the back goes, yeah, or else we're going to cross Route 218 quicker than we thought. Or sooner than we thought.
Wouldn't that be something? You're driving down the road and just appears out of nowhere. There goes a little 2-foot gauge train.
Across the road. Brakes squealing or whatever.
I was just saying.
Yeah, they want to build a runaround down there. There is some thoughts of building like a turntable. There isn't enough room for a Y, but they want to be able to turn an engine, run it one way, turn it around, run it the other way. And then once they're done with that, they're going to be building more facilities. They're going to be building their roundhouse. They're going to be building a shingle mill and a sawmill that are both going to be steam powered. Because the equipment was donated to the WWF, and then who knows? They can pick a direction, but either way they have to cross a road. So they need to get FRA compliant, and then they can continue building in one direction or the other, either towards Wiscasset, which would be advantageous if the Downeaster gets extended in that direction, or further north, which would be nice because there's actually a depot waiting for them towards the north end of the line that they've helped restore. So the WWF is hands down one of my favorite railroads in the country. Absolutely check them out if you're ever in Maine, because you can get there from here. That's my shtick. That's they're so great. I can't wait to get you guys all out here to see them. See if you can fit in the
I
cars.
love what they're doing.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Anyway.
Good to see people doing stuff. Speaking of people
doing
doing
stuff.
Wow. Well, I wasn't wrong. They are doing stuff.
Yeah. Who?
But the 261 people actually acquired a Wisconsin and Southern E unit, which was formerly a Milwaukee Wood engine.
Cool.
E9. I wanted to kind of confirm it for myself. Anyway, they hope to. I think their plan right now is to restore it to both operation and Milwaukee Road paint.
Well,
Which unfortunately, Milwaukee Road paint on the E9s wasn't that good.
But they have something.
they have something.
It's better.
If you want to see,
Better than an FL9 in Champaign.
absolutely true. Anyway,
Well,
if you would like to hear about another, well, I suppose you can call this an E unit. It's an EA. It was the original E unit, the B&O, and it's now at the B&O Rare Museum. It was built in 1937, and they're trying to restore it. I believe just for display, but it's really cool. It's the original E unit,
Right.
the proto E.
I love the look of the old E units. They're just like the E. I think they're the E1s that the Santa Fe had. Sort of the same thing. The big sloping nose.
Yep, that's what this is.
They're just cool.
Very cool.
You know what else is very
How are
cool?
we doing time wise?
We're running long, but what can we do about it, really?
IOM is acquiring a Milwaukee Road Bufferetta car, which I assume all are where it's called the diners. They hope to get $25,000 to move it and begin restoration work once it arrives in Union.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very cool.
Very cool.
They're doing that today. Also, very cool is the Port of Coos Bay got some love in this article, building a freight whale future in southwestern Oregon. And it goes into detail about all the good that the Port of Coos Bay has done since they fixed up their railroad and run it.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to other ports that haven't done that. Look at you, Tillamook. Anyways, it goes into a great amount of detail about the how the future is, in fact, bright for Coos Bay Rail Link.
Nice.
So that's good. But the future isn't bright, on the other hand, for Hinkle Yard in eastern Oregon. It has recently been affected by Union Pacific layoffs. The workforce reduction came about due to the completion of PTC and the reduction in Union Pacific's locomotive fleet under the Unified Plan 2020, aka PSR bullshit.
I.e. the plan of we're axing everything and everyone.
Yes. But you know who isn't axing everything and everyone? BNSF.
Oh, BNSF is the sole survivor at this point.
Yeah.
Yvonne.
They literally think it's a stupid idea.
And if I'm not mistaken,
they
they're the most financially successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are basically like they said.
Citation needed on that. Let me.
The idea that trains run at the same time every day, and that every train is in one direction, must have corresponding train in the other direction. Like,
Yeah.
Also, UP can't even run regular trains on time.
Yeah.
You can't predict disasters, rain, snow, sleet, everything in between.
I mean, that's the biggest thing with precision scheduled railroading. On paper, it's fantastic. reducing the amount of overhead, the amount of, unforeseen expenses, the amount of stock that you have to keep just sitting there in reserve, it makes all the sense in the world to go to precision scheduled railroading. That is until you try to actually implement it, and on a railroad, it will fail in about 10 minutes. Something always goes wrong.
Well, you say that, but if we want to look at the railroad that's had it for, as long as they have, or as long as anyone's had it on the continent, you can look at CP. And CP is doing all right, believe it or not. CP is where Hunter Harrison came from. So he did it, he prototyped it there. And he dragged his enormous balls out of that office and into the CSX building at some point and then died. But,
And then the company sued itself over it.
The company sued itself over it. But not only is CP doing all right, people seem to disagree with BNSF's notion that it's stupid, because now KCS has gone to precision schedule, or is making the move to precision scheduled railroading as well.
They've done it too?
They have too.
Damn.
BNSF is the only Class 1 that has not, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
And as far as things go, and I already got rid of the article for this, unfortunately, because I didn't think we were going to come around to it, NS set records this year, as one if we're talking about road performance, and CSX has had a fantastic operating ratio, somehow. So,
For those of you that don't know, I've included a picture of Hunter Harrison in the chat.
Okay.
Is it the really bad one of him?
No. I actually quite like the lighting's pretty good in this one.
Oh my god.
Yep. They're going nuts. Anyway. There was also a public conference call that CSX conducted, which you could dial into if you wanted to.
Like 9 people.
Damn it.
Yeah, I guess. That was on
Cool.
January 16th.
Did anybody listen to it?
I don't think anyone here did. Maybe nobody at all.
If I knew about it, I would have called in.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap some stuff up here. What's left that we want to talk about?
Oh,
Did
did we have the... Did anybody talk about the... Hold on, let me make sure.
Well, somebody got real mad at Union Pacific.
I believe it was an employee, was it not?
An employee,
Yeah.
I believe it was, an engineer.
There are enough layoffs at Union Pacific. You don't need to make yourself a target.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to word this. It doesn't quite say what happened.
Well, he defecated on a knuckle connecting the locomotive to the boxcar, and then threw feces-covered tissue out of the window.
He made a mess on the train.
Yeah.
And then he flipped off the dash cam.
Yeah.
I thought like he just
And
had like an episode or something, and then I read the article and I was like, oh, well.
He had some sort of episode.
He took something out on him, like,
More
But-
of a movement, really.
give us better bathrooms.
Yeah.
God.
Did anyone talk about this? The unclaimed news, the last
What? What?
the T1.
What about it?
Did we talk about?
No. Well, actually, maybe, let me see. I might have talked about this.
Ooh.
Actually, no. We have not talked about this yet, because they don't update their website.
It's like Facebook.
They have a website for a reason.
Because nobody wants
Not
to.
everyone uses Facebook.
But anyway, there's a CAD of the front tube sheet assembly and how much it's going to cost, which is about $33,270, give or take. And it's going to be about 3,000 pounds, and you can donate to fund specifically the front tube sheet assembly of the Pennsylvania Railroad T1 5550, and 20
Good
brackets,
stuff.
and a dry pipe.
Good stuff.
Yep, it's a lot of brackets,
A lot of money.
There's a lot of brackets.
Good stuff.
What was the boiler pressure of this thing?
plenty,
Okay, sure.
probably 300.
300.
Okay.
They were all 300.
Plenty.
And,
God damn.
to speak of good stuff, Trains Magazine
Wait,
did
Loki.
a art.
Is Milky quiet?
Yep.
He's all right for me.
Yeah.
Sounds fine to me.
If he's
Oh
good
crap!
for all,
14-point
going.
font was a mistake.
I'm with you,
Ooh.
Kevon. I can barely hear him.
Okay, well, I'll keep on talking to the crowd that can hear me.
Turn up your volume.
No, Trains Magazine did an article about myths about railway preservation. And one of their headlines, or one of the things they used in the headline anyways, was, no, that's impossible. Which,
No!
Yeah.
How?
Impossible is not in my vocab. I'm telling you that now. As someone restoring an interurban car that many people said would not run ever.
And it hasn't run yet.
Hasn't run yet.
So far,
but,
they're still right.
but we're buying parts to make that change. Impossible never. But anyways, it goes into examples, particularly the 576 guys down in Nashville.
Cool.
And
Cool.
Anyway, well,
And
I think
UP in mid-February is announcing the schedule for Big Boy.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
We can talk about that when it comes out.
yes.
Yep.
Exciting. Anyway, one last thing I'd like to say before we move on from this section is that, just to reiterate, the New England Berkshire and Western is in danger of being permanently shuttered. And if you can spread the word however you can and get people to, write the school or write Nancy Mueller, who is a large beneficiary of the school, it's Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and basically voice your unhappiness with that as much as you can to anyone you can, just to spread the word, because the only thing that the board cares about is PR. So if it can be clear that this is something that's not good for PR, then maybe we have a shot at getting a little something.
That sounds familiar.
Preserving the club a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
It
Tell
does
me about
sound
it.
familiar.
Anyway, alright, it's time for that time again.
Woo!
What is the latest train on Amtrak?
Oh no.
Oh no, it's something in
yes.
the Northeast. It has to be.
In the
Which one?
Northeast?
I have no idea. Yeah, well, Chicago area.
Okay. It's not the Northeast.
So
Anyway.
Northeast.
It is Northeast to me.
No, it's not.
Actually, it's the Saki East.
It's southeast of you, but, I'll let you have it. Alright, well,
say-
what are our guesses?
Eastbound Zephyr.
Damn, I was
Zephyr.
gonna guess that. I'm gonna guess the westbound Zephyr then.
Okay.
I wanted to guess the eastbound Zephyr. God.
Well, say
Amtrak
it.
5 is always late, dude.
You say that I haven't won once with it, and I guess
wait.
like,
You picked
every
the
time.
Southwest
Yeah.
Chief or the Zephyr?
We did the Zephyr.
Okay, I'll choose the eastbound Southwest Chief.
Okay.
Or, sorry, westbound Southwest Chief.
Okay, the westbound. Milky?
I'm feeling the northbound Starlight tonight.
Okay, well, the northbound Starlight is 2 hours and 28 minutes late.
Okay.
Not the latest train on Amtrak.
No.
In fact, it's not even close. The Southwest Chief to Los Angeles, the westbound Southwest Chief, depending on which one you look at, is either an hour and 14 or an hour and 16 minutes late.
No.
So that's even less than his. Let's look around. What are some other really late trains we've got going on here? Actually, not that many. Well, here is number 5, which is 6 hours and 51 minutes late.
Oh!
That is the westbound California Zephyr.
Oh,
But it's not the latest train on Amtrak.
oh no.
It's
The latest train on Amtrak is the eastbound California Zephyr,
God,
which
wait.
is more than twice as late.
Why?
12
Thir-
hours?
13 hours and 21 minutes late.
Wow.
Holy crap!
It was about 3 hours late, and then somewhere between McCook, Nebraska, and Holdridge, Nebraska, it gained about 7 hours of delay.
I think they found the snow.
Yeah, or something.
Is that the
I think I
first?
heard
Is
it
that
was
the first
late.
one we've got?
It might be the first
I
one
think
we've
so,
got.
That's the first.
That's the first one I've been on that we've actually guessed it.
Well,
Well,
there
do
you,
you
there
see
you
a
go.
train that is not on there right now? Because death,
What?
the Sunset Limited, it does not exist.
Well, the Sunset Limited, again, isn't on the map because they're doing track work, so it's only running twice a week
I
in each
know.
direction instead of 3 times.
It's sad.
Yeah, Alexa play Despacito.
Desk burrito.
Anyway, alright, let's do some terminations now.
Mm.
Oh, wait, I didn't reorder this based on who got points.
When did I get a-
Why did I get a
You
point?
got points because that awful joke.
What awful joke!
I don't remember what it was, but it was awful.
I don't
go-
remember.
We can go back in the episode and see what it was. But it was not good.
I don't think I made any awful joke.
You did.
Oh, was it the thing with the RTD?
Probably.
Okay.
What was my point for?
Probably dying.
Oh.
I don't remember what else. I don't remember what it was for.
Based, then.
Well, dying is okay because I did die.
You said BRB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Uh,
Wiebold.
I typed.
I enjoyed Loco Versus. Good match. Come on.
God damn it. God damn it.
I'm so disappointed.
I don't know what I expected.
I'm ashamed of myself.
You should be. Oh, where'd the thing go? TPA put it back.
Hold on, I need to get it. I don't know what happened.
Oh
Press
my god, who
Control
deleted
Z.
it?
Wait, who deleted it? It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
There we go.
There it is. Alright, TPA.
Have a baby wyvern.
Alright, now we've got an image. Alright, Milky.
I stumbled upon Narrowgig's forum post about a new Eureka and Palisade book.
I think I need that.
Yeah.
I would like to plug, well, as a whole, the Wintergatan channel, but for anyone that hasn't heard or seen the Wintergatan marble machine, absolutely watch this video. It's totally worth it. Not only is the machine awesome, but the piece of music is fantastic. And they're currently, well, he is currently building the Marble Machine X, which is going to be a better version of this, which they want to take on tour around the world.
Dude!
So, everyone watch that video. Anyway, last one.
This is a throwback, because we mentioned it earlier. When will we have Hold Your Breath 2, Electric Boogaloo?
Hopefully never. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Terminus podcast. It's another long one, mostly because of Loco Royale, but we did another Loco Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
we
it
don't
was
do
worth
many
it.
of
It was
those.
fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.